From the campus of Rowan College of South Jersey, Dan Wilkins Broadcasting brings you non-region baseball. This afternoon, it's the first of a two-game homestand here in Deptford as the Harford Fighting Owls visit the RCSJ-Gloucester Roadrunners. Hello, everybody. I'm Dan Wilkins. We've got a great ball game. I wouldn't say great weather, but I would say right around middle of the road for weather today, as we've got Region 20 Harford and the Fighting Owls visiting the Region 19 RCSJ Roadrunners. This is going to be a tough stretch back-to-back for RCSJ, as they've got two midweeks going into a three-game series versus Atlantic Cape on Saturday and Friday down in Mays Landing. So for Harford, this is the second end of a two-game home-and-home for RCSJ. They visited Maryland, and Harford picked up the 10-6 win when these two played back on March the 19th. And for these two, they'll play again today, as they'll look to either split, at best for the Roadrunners, split the season series, but at best for the Fighting Owls, pick up the sweep, as they're 25-3 and undefeated 12-0 in Region 20. They're one of only two teams to play in NJCAA Region 20 Division I, the other being Potomac State out in West Virginia. They're 12-4 with a 2-1 conference record. So it's a little bit complicated, but Harford's been playing more or less a national schedule this year, just like the Roadrunners have been playing a lot of teams from that area. They'll play. They played Allegheny College of Maryland, a Division II, in Region 20 earlier this season. They played them in their opener, but handful of names in Region 20 they've definitely had their experiences with before. Anne Arundel, Chesapeake, Cecil, College of Southern Maryland, RCSJ opened up their season with back in 2024. So it's needless to say that these two teams are familiar with each other, and we've got a star-studded lineup for both sides for the Fighting Owls and the Roadrunners. Roadrunners looking to extend their four-game winning streak, which was snapped by Harford back on the 19th. They swept Union in a three-game set and then beat RCSJ Cumberland back on last Wednesday to have themselves a 13-3 start to their season, number one in the country for NJCAA Region 19, as the Roadrunners get ready to host the Fighting Owls today and the Lackawanna Falcons of Region 19 Division II tomorrow afternoon. We'll be on the call for that one as well. Gavin Glass is the starter for Harford out of Lansdale, Pennsylvania. Meanwhile, the Roadrunners tapping Bryson Kirby, the right-hander out of Point Pleasant, New Jersey, to get the start for the Blue and Gold. We'll take a break. We'll be back in 5 minutes with starting lineups, first pitch, and much more here from Deptford Township, New Jersey, as the Harford Fighting Owls prepare for the RCSJ Roadrunners right after the break.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month. It is the responsibility of all of us to make sure that our friends, family, and anybody who we hold dear in our lives is feeling well. The problem with spotting mental health issues is that the symptoms aren't that obvious. Just because someone is okay or appears okay on the outside doesn't mean that they're okay on the inside. It's important that if they are in distress, that they call the right people and they get the help that they need. And it is very important that we treat each other with respect, regardless of who you are or where you come from. But it is just as important that we treat ourselves with respect, regardless of the situation going on in our lives. If you're in distress, you can call this number, 988, or you can visit any of these websites if you're not in distress, but would like to learn more information about mental health awareness and research. Book for your next event or outing for the greatest action that New Jersey Pro Wrestling has to offer. Any place, any time, any setting, Dog Pro Wrestling will bring the action to you, and you won't want to miss it for moments like this. But don't just take it from me. Take it from Max Mundo, the Dog Pro Wrestling ambassador.
This is Max Mundo with Dog Pro Wrestling. Are you a civic organization, sporting club looking to fundraise? Then look no further to Dog Pro Wrestling. We do grand openings, corporate events, and much more.
And why not from some of the wrestling talent themselves?
I'm Vinny the Fixer, and I'm the champion of Dog Professional Wrestling. If you want to book the best, come see us. We're the cream of the crop. We'll come to any fundraiser you can think of. Just name the place and we'll show up.
This is the upstanding Dylan Mesh, and for the entirety of my professional wrestling career, dog wrestling has been a mainstay for where I like to wrestle. So you can believe me when I say that it is quality. And I'm upstanding. I'm the only opinion you need.
Yeah! It's your boy Gabriel Hodder here with my man Matthew Oman, and if you want your events to be all fight, no flight,
then book Dog Wrestling so you can witness true primal fear.
Woo!
In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
And it gets past everybody. Graham will go back to position with no goal scored. They'll count down the time out loud here. Out to the left. One final shot, and it gets through. How about a buzzer beater? How do you do? It's a lead extending goal for Justin Lewis. To end the day for Luke Bokrovsky. Little pop-up, first base side, he calls for it, and for the first time in 33 years, the Charlotte Cougars will hoist the trophy and face Middlesex on Monday. 4-3, Cougars win it. And in the battle of green and gold, the trophy stays true with the visitors. What a finish! And Shalleck will pack their bags for Middlesex and the Blue Jays when the weekend turns around to Monday.
Doubleheader reached first on an error in the first at-bat of Game 2. This one's lined into center field. Slider going over. He dives. Did he make the catch? Yes, he did. Ryan Slider makes the catch. Not on a slide, but instead on a dive. 2 away.
And this is going to bring up Andrew Petrick, who has a single in this game. And here's a fly ball popped up right field side. And it's fair. It's fair. They're going to throw to second for try to get this play. The force out. They got him, but the game is tied. How about it for Woodstown? They complete the comeback to make it 8-8. So now there is one out after Kubat let it fall in right, and because the bases were loaded, you know what? That's a very smart play. BB. It will be inbounded by Pat Monahan. Oh, the ball gets away. Who's going to have it? GCIT will hang on to the possession. It goes to Stanwood. Stanwood inside. They'll get the shot off. It's gone! Unbelievable! Boston closed the timeout, but will they get it? Unbelievable! Unbelievable! A double contest shot from Hellman! Wow. Ryan James wanted the timeout, but did they get it in time?
From Rowan College of South Jersey, Bryson Kirby getting the start for RCSJ. Coming into this one as the Point Pleasant grad, the sophomore for the Roadrunners, 10 2/3 innings, 7 walks, 13 Ks, a 6.75 ERA, and a whip of 1.5. Logged over 30 innings for the Roadrunners during his freshman season. picking up a 3.6 ERA, in 40 innings. So we'll see if he'll be able to bring down those numbers going into this Region 20 non-conference matchup as the Harford Fighting Owls, they'll introduce their starting lineup. Starting off with Jeremy Reyes at second base, James Asmus in right field. It's Jack Fitzpatrick as the designated hitter. Danny Scullion, the Shawnee grad out of Medford Lakes, bats fourth. Derek Poole behind the dish, batting fifth. It'll be Nathan Wingenroth in center field, Andrew Noon in left, Ty Mercado, another South Jersey product, at short, and Luke Kiefer at third base. Gavin Glass out of Lansdale, Pennsylvania, is your starter. We're ready to go. 48 degrees at first pitch here on this Tuesday afternoon. Region 20 versus Region 19, two powerhouses, and the first pitch is inside. It's ball one. We're underway. Kirby, the 1-0. Strike called. Harford with a 25-3 record going into the ball game. An undefeated 12-0 in Region 20 play. Breaking ball catches the outside corner, 1-2. Reyes out of Queens, New York at Monsignor McClancy Memorial, 5'7", 165. Misses away. This season, a .391 hitter, 2 homers, 16 RBIs, and 25 total hits. .512 on-base percentage for the second baseman batting leadoff in this afternoon's contest, as that one's poked foul. Ended up getting a piece of the first base bleachers there, and the count remains 2-2. Kind of an odd angle that time for Reyes. Took a breaking ball on the outer half of the plate and just kind of poked at it in front of it, got ahead of it, ended up fouling it off down the first base line. Kirby to Reyes. The 2-2 is away. Count is full. And that's exactly what Hartford's got to do to open up this ball game, is to get the counts good early. Get yourself in heavy hitters counts and favorable hitters counts, and find a way to work up Kirby's pitch count, because that might be able to get yourself some base runners, as that one's foul. And obviously the task will always be tough when you're dealing with Division III versus Division I, whether it's NCAA or at the JUCO level. But Hartford, such a tough schedule as they play, and being so good at that. Reyes clubs the ball, deep right field to lead off the ball game. It's gone! Jeremy Reyes, third home run of the year. And the Fighting Owls get started early. It's 1-0. Talked about how Division I versus Division III is different, and he just took Bryson Kirby deep. Third homer of the year, worked the count full, and did exactly what he needed to that time. James Asmus now the batter after that solo shot to right. Asmus also from New York out of New Hyde Park. This ball's popped up. Third base side. Apicella running over Izzo towards the corner, and it's foul. 0-1. Asmus, a transfer from Charleston Southern. A lot of South Jersey talent down at Charleston Southern with the head coach, Brett Young. Actually, I haven't done enough research to know if he's a head coach or a recruiting director, but spent a lot of time down at Barry University in Coral Gables, Florida. That one misses inside. And that's where you got a handful of Audubon right-handers in Sean Driscoll and John Perozzi, and also Aiden Huey out of Pittman, who was at Salem Community College. As that ball is launched, deep to right, 2 for 2, bombs away onto the tennis courts. How about that? That ball was launched by Asmus. It went onto the tennis courts in right field, and the Fighting Owls picking up where they left off last week on Thursday. It's a 2-0 game. Wow. Yeah, there's a tennis practice going on right there, and They just interrupted that with a long ball by Asmus, the 6'1", 230 power hitter. As there's a swing and a miss, he gets Fitzpatrick to miss on the breaking ball. 5th home run of the year for Asmus with a .703 slugging percentage, and swings like that show you why, as that one misses. Back-to-back home runs to open up the ball game. As that ball was crushed. 1-1. That's a breaking ball. That's hit to deep center field. Delaney going back. Good things come in threes. 3 home runs to open up the ball game. Bombs away. Reyes, Asmus, and Fitzpatrick all leaving the building. And Harford's going to be doing that celebration a lot today. 3-0. Wow. And it's not even an inherently windy day. I would say that's more likely if it's a windy day. But 3 solo home runs back to back to back. And now you've got an even stronger power threat in Danny Scullion. Trust me, we know this name very well from Shawnee High School in the Olympic Conference. Scullion 6'2", 245, second year with the Fighting Owls. 1-1. Breaking ball. 1-2 now. Fighting Owls won the last matchup with the Roadrunners by a score of 10-6 when the Roadrunners traveled to Maryland just last Thursday, the 19th. Scullion with 16 career home runs, 8 last year, 8 this year. And it only feels topical to make that connection with the home run parade that has started this game. Scullion had 41 RBIs as a freshman, 23 so far as a sophomore. As that ball's fouled back, that might hit the NJ Transit bus. And it goes over the street and out of play. 2-2. Over towards College Drive. 3-0 Harford. 3 straight home runs to open up the game as Bryson Kirby not only looks for his first out, but looks to keep the ball in the yard. Good frame, strike 3. Scullion goes down on strikes looking, as that'll be the first out of the ball game, and it finally breaks the home run parade. This will be Derek Poole, the catcher now.
Now batting number 22, Derek Poole.
Derek Poole, sophomore catcher out of Archbishop Curley in Baltimore, Maryland. .383 hitter in his sophomore year, 5 homers, 32 RBI. That ball's hit well, but straight away in left field. Looks playable for Izzo down the line, and he'll make the catch. 2 down. So after the 3 home runs, making somewhat quick work, getting Poole to pop out on the first pitch. And here's Wingenroth.
Now batting number 14, Nate Wingenroth.
Sure, Rob Valley and the Roadrunners would like to see an offensive response. Ooh, he threw inside. That one got him, I think it got him either on the hand or the wrist. It's going to put Wingenroth on first base. And now Noon will be the batter with a 2-out base runner following the plunk. Here's Andrew Noon.
Batting number 3, Andrew Noon.
Noon, a transfer from Lehigh University. Originally from Bishop Shanahan in Exton, Pennsylvania. Strike called. Outer half of the plate, 0-1. Roadrunners' first 3 will be Joe Mayer, Alex Apicella, and Jack Mistero, the freshman from Gloucester Catholic. As a 3 home run start for Harford. They've now got a runner on first. As that one misses 1-1. Again, the Roadrunners 13-3, only 1 loss in Region 19 play. That was to Camden County in early March by a score of 5-1. They won games 2 and 3 of those series. But one of their 3 losses is to Harford, and the other was to another Region 19 opponent, as base umpire will call time for Kirby to tie his shoe. 1 ball, 1 strike to Noon, the 7th hitter for the Fighting Owls. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kirby, the Shore Conference grad out of Point Pleasant Borough, delivers, and it's a pick off to first. One ball, 1 strike. Wingenroth, the center fielder, is on first. Runner goes. Breaking ball. Strike called, and the throw to second is in time, and the inning is over. Jaden Rosado ends up gunning that runner down at second base, and it stops the bleeding. As we go to the bottom of the first, the Roadrunners will need a lot to get going versus the Division I Harford Fighting Owls. 3-0. Gavin Glass, the starter for Harford this afternoon, as right-hander from Lansdale, Pennsylvania, coming in with just 6 innings of work, 6 walks, 8 Ks, an ERA of 3 flat, and a 1.33 whip. As well, he's already starting off with a 3-0 lead, but we'll introduce the home side, the Roadrunners. Joe Mayer leads off at shortstop, the Donovan Catholic grad. Alex Apicella at third base, batting second. Jack Mastero in right field, batting third. Nick Slogic at first base in the cleanup spot. Nick Izzo follows in left field. Gavin Cohen at second base. Jaden Rosado behind the plate. Carter Kabisky, the designated hitter, and Caleb Delaney in center field. So Mayer leads us off. First pitch foul. It's 0-1. 48 degrees at first pitch today. Wind blowing somewhat moderately left to right. Glass the 0-1. Fastball grounded out towards short, picked up by Mercado. 1 hop, and he got him. Just in time over at first, and that will bring up out number 1. Alex Apicella will bat now in the 2 slot. So Harford off to a hot start after 3 straight home runs to open up the game, and now the Roadrunners will look to respond offensively. I mean, for what it's worth, they put up 6 runs when Harford played them last time in their first half of this home-and-home series. But Harford did get the victory. That one is lined out towards left field. That's going to get down towards the wall and left. That's going to stop, and now it's going to get away from the left fielder who's going to throw this one in, and it will be safe at second base.
Number 22, Jack.
So Alex Apicella picks up 2 bases. That's a little bit of an interesting conundrum there, whether to call it a clean double or a single E7, especially because the left fielder did have trouble corralling the ball in, and you could argue that is what made Apicella go to second base. So here's Mastero now. That one's line foul. Mistero, the younger brother of R.J. Mistero, spent 2 years with the Roadrunners, now playing over at Monmouth. Has 5 home runs in his first season with the Hawks. Playing over in the CAA, they just picked up a big conference series win over Hofstra last weekend. Monmouth with a lot of South and Central Jersey talent as well over in West Long Branch. The 0-1. That one's low. But Mistero is also the older brother of Brody Mistero, who was a sophomore at Gloucester Catholic. Got to see him in a scrimmage versus Audubon, my alma mater, and did pretty well, at least defensively in that game. Don't think he had a hit, but he definitely had some nice plays over at the hot corner. There's a strike called. But Mistero is one of those guys that can do it all. Didn't play a lot of right field in his high school time with GC. Mostly a first baseman and left-handed pitcher, but he's getting a little bit of everything here under Rob Valley and the Roadrunners. Apicella on second. Glass looks back twice. He's ready in the 1-2. Grounded, got on top of it over to first. It's bobbled a little bit by Scullion. It'll get the runner over to third, but that's out number 2. I'll bring up Nick Slogic. So here's Slogic. Out of Bishop McDevitt in eastern Pennsylvania. First pitch from Glass is a check. They say batter went. Rightly so, it's 0-1. Slogic, definitely a strong gentleman. 6'5", 235 pounds. 19 career home runs with the Roadrunners. 11 in his freshman season, 8 as a sophomore. And that's while a lot of his freshman season was hampered by an ankle injury. And he's also recently coming back from an injury in his back that sidelined him for a week or two. The 1-1. Inside, 2-1. So it'll be Slogic and then Izzo. 8, 9, and 1 will hit for Harford, starting with Mercado in the top of the second. Roadrunners looking to at least get one here. Salvage the damage from the top of the first. As that one's going to get away, they're going to get their wish, and they're on the board. 3-1. Run scores on the wild pitch. And that will make it a 3-1 ball game as Apicella comes around, had the base hit to left, got to third on the grounder by Mistero, and then scores on that wild pitch that time to give RCSJ their first offense of the day. 3 balls, 1 strike to Slogic. As we mentioned, the left fielder Nick Izzo is next if the inning continues. Glass the 3-1, grounded over Glass's head, and that's going to go into center field for a base hit. Nick Slogic rounds first, puts on the brakes, and the Roadrunners have another 2-out base runner. Here's Nick Izzo. Three to 1, Harford in the top, in the bottom of the first inning. Breaking ball low. 1 ball, no strikes to Izzo. Up and in, 2-0. This is one of the rare examples that the Roadrunners have to punch up in their competition. So the best thing that they can do is really find a way to get into Glass's pitch count, because I think that they know that their offense is going to be superb, and they know that their offense is going to do well. They just have to find a way to attack it. Izzo almost hits the umpire. The ball goes off of the second baseman's glove. It goes into center field. Now Slogic's going to go to third, and he's safe. What a weird play. That ball did not hit the umpire, but really just a ball blazing at second base got off the glove of Reyes. It'll be counted as an error. And the Roadrunners now have runners on the corners here with 2 down here in the first. Yeah, just a really odd play. and it sets up Gavin Cohen, the second baseman. Popped up, back behind us, it's 0-1. Cohen, a Cape Atlantic product out of Brigantine and Holy Spirit, batting .462 in 15 games, 18 RBIs, 1 homer, 20 runs scored. There's a ground ball out toward first. Scullion is there, flips it to Glass, and the inning is over. Roadrunners leave 2 aboard, but get a run home on a wild pitch that was scored and got Alex Apicella home. We go to the top of the second, Harford 3, Roadrunners 1. Welcome back to Dan Wilkins Broadcasting coverage of NJCAA baseball here on this Tuesday afternoon. Hartford leads 3-1. Andrew Noon restarts his at-bat as his companion over at first base was thrown out. As there's a line drive in the left center, there's a base hit. Andrew Noon will have a single on the first pitch off of Bryson Kirby. And now it'll be Ty Mercado, the batter, with a runner on and nobody out with a leadoff knock to open up the inning. Ty Mercado out of Ocean View, New Jersey. Throw over to first, not in time. .463 average as a sophomore. 5 home runs, 26 RBIs, and an .852 slugging percentage. And one thing that I'll say is that if you can have your number 8 hitter have a .463 average and an .800 slugging percentage, there's a reason why Hartford is a nationally regarded one of the best teams in the country. Here comes a bunt. It's going to go right back to Kirby. Gets a little flat off the bat. Kirby stands over to first. It's in time. And there's one away, but a successful sacrifice by Mercado advances the runner, and that's the first out of the second. This is now going to bring up the number 9 hitter in Kiefer. University of Maryland transfer out of Northeast Maryland. Same town that Cecil College is in. Throw back to second. Runner gets in standing.
Now batting number 19, Luke Kiefer.
Kiefer in his freshman season, .460 average, 14 RBIs, .660 slugging percentage, and 8 stolen bases. First pitch after the pickoff is is a called strike, 0-1. We just had our first high school game of the season yesterday. Saw reigning Group 3 state champions Northern Burlington tossed a shutout over Maple Shade by a score of 7-0. That's a ground ball, weak contact foul, and it's 0-2. Northern Burlington had 3 runs in the second inning, and then 2 in the fifth, rather 2 in the fourth, 2 in the sixth, scoring in even innings only. But Northern Burlington, 28-2 last year, and 5 Division I commits in their top half of the lineup. 0-2 is away from the breaking ball from Kirby. They had Brent Wallowak, who's committed to Marist. They had Cole Marchetti, who's committed to Rutgers. We saw the number 3 hitter in Liam Velit, committed to Fordham. Then there was the first baseman who homered in Logan Downey. He's committed to Villanova. And then the pitcher, Jordan Gilligo, who struck out 8 batters in the contest, is committed to Wagner. RCSJ's own Jake Grice was committed to Wagner. He spent his freshman season there after graduating from Haddon Heights, but now found his home back in Deptford Township. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kirby looks back at second and can't get the call that time. 2-2. I think that was right around the location that rung up Scullion in the first inning, so that one was just a hair outside. But again, it's a matter of fractions of inches when it comes to calling balls and strikes, especially at a level where there's no automated ball strike system, that's for sure. That ball's hit out towards right center field, or rather down the right field line. Mestero is there. He's got it. Runner holds. Out number 2. The one thing that I think I worry about ever so slightly now that we go into the new age of Major League Baseball, where there is the ABS challenge system and you do have balls and strikes being critiqued down to a 1/10 or even a 100th of an inch. I think that the ABS system will do well in Major League Baseball, but I think that it will honestly hurt the umpires at lower levels like this, because they're already under scrutiny for balls and strikes. But to have the belief that, you know, they have to be perfect and there's no other way to challenge it and it's still a human game at this level, it's a hard thing to decipher. As that ball is popped out of the glove of Apicella, a big mistake that time by Apicella, and I'll tell you, that dugout for Harford, they love it as Apicella, the ball just popped out, and it'll be an error on the Roadrunners. No runners advance, but it's still an easy play over at third. And he might get an earful from Rob Valley about that one. It's 1-1. Reyes swings and misses, 1-2. Reyes, just like the 2 men after him in the lineup, went yard in the first inning. Reyes, Asmussen, Fitzpatrick all took Kirby deep over to center and right field before the first out of the game was made. 1-2. Poked out towards left. That's a base hit. This is going to send a runner around third. It's going to bring Mercado in, or that is going to bring it a 4-1 game as Noon, scores from second base. RBI single. And Harford extends their lead to 4-1.
Next up for the Fighting Owls, number 27, James Asmus.
Fifth batter of the inning. Harford gets another run back. Oh, 0-1. Asmus's home run made it to the tennis courts in right field. There's only a handful of players I've ever seen, whether it's in batting practice or whether it's in an actual game environment, hit the tennis courts. For the Roadrunners, the one that I remember the most was Kyle McSorley, who's now at Lynn University in Miami, Florida, a powerhouse in Division II. Believe he went there with Kai Hutchins, who was another example of a Division I product, was committed to Manhattan, played his first season there for the Green and White, the Jaspers, and then found his home at RCSJ, played a successful season there, especially as he was a high school prodigy. I mean, he hit .650 in his senior year at Pemberton, a program that's not really known for baseball success. Then found his way into a D1 scholarship as a swing and a miss, 1-2. Roadrunners in the bottom of the first will hit 7, 8, and 9, Rosado, Comiskey, and Delaney. Harford with a run here in the top of the second, an RBI single by Reyes. Another throw over to first, not in time. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Another throw, not in time. That's at least 3 or 4 pickoff moves over to first. All have been unsuccessful. And that's really only going to help the confidence of the hitter at the plate, if you ask me. Another throw. Because you're either entirely confident that you're going to throw out the runner, and every failed attempt is only going to make this visiting dugout more and more, they're hampering on you. And it's also going to make the hitter confident because they believe you don't want to pitch to them. Late jump to second. The throw gets away. And that's exactly why he wanted to pick off. In a situation like that, Reyes swipes second. We've got a 2-2 count. Runner in scoring position. Again, moves like that every time, it's just going to make that Hartford dugout more and more excited because they know that there's a little bit of anxiousness on the hill. That one's up and away. Breaking ball missed the spot, and it's 3-2. Again, Jaden Rosado out of Bridgewater Raritan will lead off the bottom of the second for RCSJ. They've got to get out of the top half of the second, though, as Hartford has already put up 4 runs and 5 hits. The payoff. Got a piece of it, and he stays alive. That ball goes towards the on-deck circle. Osmus looking to do what he did in the first inning, and that was go deep. But this time he gets ball 4. And the inning extends now for Fitzpatrick. Runners on first and second.
Now batting the designated hitter number 8, Jack Fitzpatrick.
Oh, 0-1. Fitzpatrick was the third of 3 home runs, cleared the fence in left center field during that streak in the first inning. No balls, 1 strike. And a big swing and a miss that time. And pitches like that are going to get Kirby's confidence back. You want to make the hitter wipe out. You don't want to make it so that he barely swings and misses. If you're a pitcher, you want a big, emphatic swing and a miss that kind of shows you and everybody else that you know what you're doing and that you have this thing under control, especially in a game like this. That one's way outside. It rolls out of the glove of Rosado. It's going to get both runners out to the scoring position stations as it's going to be a 1-2 count on a passed ball that went right out of the glove of Rosado. And again, you don't see that all that often from Rosado, but again, when you're a Division III in NJCAA playing a Division I, you really do see what separates the men from the boys, and you're seeing a perfect example of that today. As that one's away, 2-2. Just seeing how RCSJ-Gloucester does well in their own circuit in Region 19, but when you have to play a team that's a division up, sometimes there's some struggles associated with that. And that's inside, 3-2. Hartford doing some tapping of the metal roof in the visiting dugout, getting some instrumentation for their at-bat. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Kirby delivers, and there's a ground ball foul. He stays alive. Three balls, 2 strikes. Kirby looking to get out of the jam. Ground ball, another one foul. Pitch number 8 of the at-bat will come up. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 away, 2 on. In a 4-1 game here in the top of the second. Already getting some fireworks early. Ground ball foul again. Talk about a gauntlet of an at-bat. How about Fitzpatrick? He has been fighting. 3-2. Outside. That's an earned walk right there. He'll load the bases for Danny Scullion.
Now batting for Harford is first baseman number 40, Danny Scullion.
That is an at-bat that will get you recruited. And I'm not even saying that for the sake of just saying it, but that is an at-bat that will get you looked from coaches. You fight off a lot of pitches, you make contact when you need to, and at the end of the day, if you can't make contact, you stay disciplined, you stay humble, you don't try to fish for anything more than you can afford, and that's a great walk for a 9-pitch at-bat that really showed why this Harford team is as good as they are. They load the bases here. RCSJ is going to get their bullpen ready. Looks like Matt Hewitt's going out to throw, but their pitching coach will come out and discuss with the infield how to take this, because again, you're going to be facing Danny Scullion, a guy with 16 career home runs in a game that's already seen 3 long balls. It's a hard situation to win if you're the Roadrunners, and it's an even harder situation to dominate off of. If you can break even in this at bat, put the ball in play, but at least get out number 3, I think it'll give the Roadrunners something to work with going into the bottom of the second. But who knows? Got to get through this at bat first. Again, bullpen starting to get active for RCSJ. 2 outs, bases loaded. Danny Scullion, the Shawnee grad, up to bat here. First pitch. Away, 1-0. Scullion struck out looking his first time. We were talking about that pitch framing earlier from Rosado. I got him that strikeout in the first. That helped stop the bleeding. Up and in, 2-0. Again, RCSJ is feeling the pressure right now. They are 100% unequivocally feeling the pressure. And sometimes that's a good thing, because that means you're going to be prepared for the road ahead when these games have even higher stakes. If you're in the D3 championship, if you go up to Auburn, New York this year, there's going to be a lot on the line, and there's going to be dugouts and ballparks louder than this. 3 balls, no strikes to Scullion. Throw back to second. He got him. That's not the usual way of getting out of a jam, but he did it nonetheless. A 3-0 count, and he throws out the runner at second base. We're through a frame and a half. It's 4-1, Harford. Welcome back. Top of the bottom of the second inning, ready to go here from Rowan College of South Jersey. I'm Dan Wilkins. You're watching coverage of NJCAA cross-region baseball here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. We'll have another RCSJ game on the way tomorrow between the Lackawanna Falcons and the Roadrunners. 3:30 first pitch. Same business, just a different day and a different opponent. Lackawanna, going to be an interesting case for them moving to the NCAA Division II, joining the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference after this season. This will be their final year as a 2-year institution, and they will move to the NCAA for the 26 to 27 school year. The 1-1. One's upstairs. Jaden Rosado, freshman catcher out of Bridgewater Raritan, 2024 state champion with the Panthers. Panthers went 30-3, 30 different wins under head coach Max Newell in the 2024 season. That one's lined out towards short. Rolled it over a little bit, and it's in time. Out number 1.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 19, Carter Comiskey.
So Comiskey out of Spotswood will be the batter. But, yeah, for Rosado's case, they had a huge senior class in 2024. So Bridgewater Raritan only won 8 games after winning 30 in 2024. And it's away to Comiskey. Got to see Comiskey play at the high school level several times when he was with Spotswood. Him and his brother Casey, both high-level baseball players. Casey Comiskey playing over in West Orange at Seton Hall. The 1-0. That ball's cracked out towards center field, sends Wingenhurth back, but it's in front of the warning track. He'll make the catch, out number 2.
Now batting number 5. Center fielder
Here's Delaney. And to the point that I made earlier about Rosado and Comiskey, the 2 schools that they came from that I named are over an hour and a half away from this campus. Bridgewater Raritan up in Somerset County and Spotswood over in Middlesex County as a member of the GMC. It is very difficult for schools that are community colleges to find talent outside of, well, their county. But the Roadrunners have set up a legacy. I mean, they've been ranked number 1 in NJCAA Division III national polls since May the 1st, 2023. And they haven't left that spot. They have been number 1 in the country for nearly 4 unending years. Again, since May 1st, 2023. And there will be people that will dissent their success. I certainly have, I did in the past before I came here, but what I'll say is that when you get involved with these teams, when you see these players play every single day, you really see why the success is there. You have a legendary head coach in Rob Valley with an over 800 winning percentage, and a former Division I coach in that. He led Temple before the program shut down. They're able to get that recruiting from Pennsylvania, from New York, to a little school here in Deptford, New Jersey. That one's low. 1-2. Harford kind of passive-aggressively saying that they don't agree with the call. It's one thing I love about baseball. Dugout will let you know whether you want to or not that they disagree with the call. There's a ground ball. Delaney rolls over to second. This one picked up by Reyes. The throw is in time. Harford holds the Roadrunners scoreless in the bottom of the second. We will go to the top half of the third, 4-1 in favor of the Fighting Owls. Bryson Kirby on the hill for the third as he'll look to hold Harford scoreless for the first time this afternoon.
Harford, number 40, Danny Scullion.
Danny Scullion will get to restart his at-bat. He had a 3-0 count before his runner was picked off at second base to end the inning. Definitely an odd at-bat as it was, but it was now 1-0 to Scullion. 4, 5, and 6 for the Fighting Owls. Scullion, Poole, and Wingenroth, the center fielder. That ball is crushed. 5-1. He just sit back and watch that one fly. 4th home run of the day for Hartford. Very reminiscent of last year's game here in Deptford, as Hartford has found their groove. Really, they found the groove from the start. It's 5-1. 4th home run of the game.
22, Derek Poole.
I would say make a pitching change here, but at the same time, you've got a back-to-back coming up. You've got Lackawanna tomorrow, another game that versus a division that's going to be punching up. You're going to be stretched thin across today, tomorrow, and then a 3-game series versus Atlantic Cape. Game 1 on Friday, games 2 and 3 on Saturday here in Deptford. And what's inside. Ground ball foul, 2-1. In a perfect world that does not see finances as an issue or monetary decisions as an issue, I would love to see RCSJ move up to a Division II slot in NJCAA. Ooh, just threw behind him. 3-1 now. He's just losing control here, and that's never going to be a good omen after giving up a home run, missing a lot inside. He gets that one back, it's a strike. But colleges like Lackawanna that are in Division II, or even Mercer, a handful of others, Morris, County College of Morris, a lot of the other ones that are up there in Division II, they do quite well. And I hate to say it, but the competition in NJCAA Division III is incredibly top-heavy. And part of the reason why the Roadrunners have won 3 straight national championships is because who else in Region 19 besides Brookdale is going to give them a fighting chance? You've got maybe 4 or 5 teams that are contenders. That's RCSJ. You could say Cumberland. They're having a great year this year. As there's a ground ball. That's in the left field for a base hit. First pitch knock for Wingenroth. And Hartford has 2 runners on. This is now going to bring up Andrew Noon. But
number 3, Andrew Noon.
You've got RCSJ. You've got both the Cumberland and Gloucester campus. That's 2. Brookdale, Salem, this year and last year, they've been competitive. And Northampton. Everybody else is a mile underneath the competition. There was a game last weekend. It was on a Friday that saw RCSJ beat Union by putting up 44 runs in the game. That's not good for baseball. What do you learn from blowing out opponents every single day? It's been enough to win them national championships, that's for sure. But games like this are what, sharpen your sword, if you will. They are what humble you. Because when you beat a team by 44 and then have a game like this all in the same week, it really is a roller coaster of emotions. Rob Valley comes out and he's got a mound visit with Bryson Kirby. Again, there's a left-hander warming up down in the pen, down the left field line, but Bezek warming up down the left field line. No action for Hartford, no action needed. Gavin Glass has been doing pretty well so far. Only 1 run coming in on a wild pitch in the first. But they're keeping Kirby in the game for now. That's just the first visit, so we'll see if Bezic gets action if the deficit worsens. But again, all of this that I was talking about Division III and top-heavy competition, leads into my point saying that in a perfect world where finances and monetary decisions don't matter, it would be amazing to see RCSJ move up to Division II, because it would be great to see them play competition like Lackawanna, Mercer, handful of others over there as well. And it would be nice to see them play those 3-game series. Because if you look at NJCAA Division II, you've got Lackawanna, Mercer, Del Tech, Sussex, Morris, and Raritan Valley. Most of them all solid teams. You know, maybe Morris hasn't been that hot. They're 2-7, but Sussex 8-10, Raritan Valley 9-5, Del Tech 8-7, Mercer 12-5, and then Lackawanna 8-10. But again, they're a team that's battle tested. They're a team that's 8-10 because of a tough strength of schedule. And the reason why I say that, you know, the reason why I put an asterisk on if monetary decisions didn't matter is solely because there will not be a world, at least what that I envision, that RCSJ ever moves up to Division II. Throw back to second, another pickoff move, not in time. And that is solely because finances do matter. Because Division III is entirely non-scholarship. So, you know, the kind of recruiting that you have to do in Division III is entirely different than Divisions 2 or 1. This ball's a fly ball to center field. Delaney's got it. Runners will tag. Both are safe with plenty of advance. That'll be out number 1 of the 3rd inning.
Now batting number 1, Ty Mercado.
Here's Mercado. Runners on second and third. As that ball is hit in the left field, there's a base hit. 1 run scores. 2 runs will score. No, second run held up. And it's an RBI single for Ty Mercado, 6-1.
Next up for the Fighting Owls, number 19, Luke Kiefer.
So here's Kiefer. Another throwback to first, not in time. But yeah, like just to put a cherry on top of my point of what I was saying about Division III, Division II. If you didn't have to worry about money, if you didn't have to worry about scholarships, then yeah, I would love to see RCSJ move up to Division II. However, that's not going to happen because Division III is entirely non-scholarship, and it really complicates things if you wanted to move up. So that'll call it for Bryson Kirby. Rob Valley comes over to the dugout, or rather to the mound. He'll pull him from the game. Brevin Bezic, the southpaw, will come into the game here in the top of the 3rd inning. It's a 6-1 lead for Harford, and the Roadrunners will have to inherit 2 base runners when we return. 6-1 Harford, top of the third. Brevin Bezic, the new pitcher for the Roadrunners. A 7.71 ERA in 9 1/3 innings for Bezic this year. 9 walks, 8 Ks. And the first pitch he sees, he'll fire it over to first. He's safe. He put some pop into that throw that time. But again, all the pickoff moves that the Roadrunners are making, I think, are really only making Harford more confident, because it's really showing that, you know, you'd rather throw over to the other bases than you'd rather attack the hitter. That's what I see at the high school level all the time. When a team is on the ropes and they're trying to either defend a lead or try to stop bleeding, they don't really attack the hitter. They go really everywhere else first before they do it. You know, they're exhausting their options. That's exactly what we're seeing here. I mean, you got 3-1 and 2, a 6-1 lead, and 2 more runners threatening with only 1 out in the inning. Another throw over to first, not in time. Runner back in standing. At least it's not the game we had versus DeSales and Rutgers Camden, which in the 4th inning saw a 9-minute at-bat, nearly a 10-minute at-bat that saw 12 pickoff moves in 1 at-bat, including 10 in a row to Jake Slesarski. There's a strike called, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike to Kiefer. With the second baseman Reyes on deck. 2 on, 1 out. Another throw. Fires it over, not in time. One ball, 1 strike, Bezic. Another throw. I mean, you hear it. They're egging him on. They want him to throw over to first. But he's just kind of feeding into that right now. Again, it's a 6-1 game. And when you're talking about a lead that the Roadrunners are not losing very often. There you go. That was going to be a runner down to second. Run will score. It's exactly what we were talking about. 7-1. A 6-run lead for the Fighting Owls as they add on their 3rd run of the 3rd inning. One ball, 1 strike. Bezic now with a runner on second as everybody advanced. They're going to step off again. Throw back to second, not in time. I'll just say, I know it's not his fault. I just wish that they would tell him to attack the hitters more, because you're going to get more results out of that. And the pickoffs again and again and again, that time, ball got away, got everybody over, and Harford got exactly what they wanted. That ball's going to get away. Rosado doesn't know where it is. Runner's rounding third. He's going to hold. And that advances the runner to third base. Seven to 1 Harford. Definitely different than the first time these two teams met. Harford won that game 10-6 down in Maryland. But there's a reason why this Harford team is 25-3, because they're incredibly talented. Up and away. Check to second, says no. 3 balls, 1 strike. Bezic looking to limit the damage that he mostly inherited from Bryson Kirby. That's ball 4. Kiefer walks. That'll bring us back to the top of the order for Reyes.
Now batting second baseman number 24, Jeremy Reyes.
Reyes homered in his first at-bat, also chipped in an RBI single in the second inning. So his third at-bat in as many frames puts runners on the corners here with one out. Reyes 2 for 2. Asmus on deck also with a home run and a walk. Harford led off the game with 3 straight home runs and another throw over to first. I mean, you can hear it from up here. First pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. And it's 0-1. Reyes at second base. He's made some solid plays defensively as well for the Fighting Owls. Another throw over to first, not in time. The 0-1. Upstairs. 1-1 now. Harford with 7 runs on 8 hits. 1 error in the field. RCSJ has 1 run on just 2 hits. And 1. Umpire just looked over to the dugout and I think it just issued a warning of some kind. Just pointed over to the dugout at first. Yeah, you could see there the umpire issued a warning at home plate and then directed the first base coach to talk to his guys. And the first base umpire, or the first base coach was saying, stay on us, as in don't intimidate the other team. Which, to be fair, it did get a little bit out of hand there. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Whether or not we'll see that problem rise again is to be determined. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners on the corners. Bezic looking to limit the damage. Runners breaking from third. He'll step off. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 away, 3 runs home, another throw to first, not in time. Asmus on deck for Harford. 2-2. Away. And the count is full now. Bezic, 5 appearances this year, 8 earned runs, 9 walks, and 8 Ks. Had a flat 0 ERA, though, in 10 innings last season. Had a very strong freshman campaign for the Southpaw of Middletown South. The 3-2. Strike 3 called. That's 1 step closer to getting out of the jam there with a strikeout looking. And Reyes is retired for the second out.
Number 27, James Asmus.
Here's Asmus. Two runners on, 2 outs. See, now this will work in a lefty-lefty matchup. Bezic first pitch popped up foul. Roadrunners will go back to the top of the order in the bottom of the third with Mayer, Apicella, and Mastero. The 0-1 throwback not in time again. And that time the runner from third started to break. And that's the mind games that are part of baseball. As the Fighting Owls hold a 6-run lead, 7-1 over the Roadrunners. That one's up and in, 1-1. One ball, one strike. Bezic delivers. Away. Did not go on the swing. Two balls, one strike. 2 on, and that one misses. 3 balls, 1 strike. Fitzpatrick, the DH on deck, was the third of 3 to go yard in the first inning as a part of the home run parade. 3-1. Upstairs, ball 4. Bases loaded. Harford continues to pour it on here, as this will be the 9th batter of the inning in Fitzpatrick with 2 away.
Now batting designated hitter number 8, Jack Fitzpatrick.
And I'd be worried about Scullion as well. Scullion in the on-deck circle, you have to get this out here, because if Fitzpatrick gets on, there's a swing and a miss. If Fitzpatrick gets on, you've got Danny Scullion batting with the bases loaded. That would not be a good start. A guy who already took Bryson Kirby deep earlier this inning, led off the inning with a home run. One ball, one strike. Bezic looking to limit the damage. 1-1, nice breaking ball. That was a really nice sweeping action that time from the left-hander. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 3 runs across for Harford, including a solo home run by Danny Scullion. 1-2, low. Mercado kind of jumping and dancing around on third. Doesn't work as well on a left-hander as it does from the right side. Bezic paying no mind, though, to Mercado. And the 2-2. Inside. 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide for Brevin Bezic. Here's the full count. Strike 3 called. Beautiful breaking ball by Brevin Bezic, and the inning is over. But Harford picks up 3 runs, including a solo shot by Danny Scullion. It almost went to the next county. It's 7-1, Harford going to the bottom of the 3rd. Joe Mayer, the batter for the Roadrunners in the bottom of the 3rd. This broadcast is brought to you by the South Jersey chapter of the National Adult Baseball Association. Registration is open for the spring of 2026, but you better register fast because opening day is this Sunday, March 29th. Over 20 teams across 4 competitive divisions for anyone 18 and older. Visit South Jersey NABA, NABA.com to register for South Jersey's premier men's baseball organization. No balls, 1 strike to Mayer to lead off the bottom of the third after a 3-spot by Harford, including a solo home run by Danny Scullion. Misses away. Just a hair that time, and it's 1-1. Mayer grounded out to short his first time. It'll be Mayer, Apicella, and Mastero in the bottom of the third. 1-1. Low, 2-1. Again, this is a part of a home-and-home with Harford, just as they are with Lackawanna. The first game of that 2-game set will be played tomorrow. The second game on April the 19th over at Lackawanna College. 2-1. Breaking ball catches the zone, 2-2. But this was a pretty quick turnaround for these two. Played their first game of the set on March 19th at Harford. And game 2 being played right in front of you right now. 2-2, grounder foul. Over towards the on-deck circle. Apicella in the on-deck circle has one of 2 hits for the Roadrunners this afternoon in the early going. A single and an E7 to his name. 2-2. That one's away. Ball 3. Definitely excited about the Lackawanna game tomorrow because that is going to be a really good pound-for-pound game. I think it could show how the Roadrunners fare better against upper division talent as Mayer draws the leadoff walk.
Third baseman number 3, Alex Apicella.
Apicella, the batter, the third baseman. Slider, low. 1 ball, no strikes. Mayer, the runner on first after the walk. Inside, 2-0. So after this game today and the Roadrunners game tomorrow versus Lackawanna, they'll go into a 3-game series versus Atlantic Cape. Game 1 on Friday in Mays Landing, and games 2 and 3 right here at home on Saturday, 12 and 2:30, the scheduled first pitches. Strike called. Two balls, 1 strike. Roadrunners looking for a little bit more offense in their pocket here in the bottom of the third. 2-1 is a strike call, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to Apicella. Wavers at that one. Big pitch there by Glass, who picks up his first strikeout of the afternoon. And there's 1 away.
Jack Mastero.
So here's Jack Mastero now, the Gloucester Catholic grad. 1 away in the third. Jack Mastero, of course, the Gloucester Catholic grad. I was on the call for what he calls maybe the biggest swing of his life. The walk-off double in non-public B as he's going to watch this one fly. Goodbye! 2-run home run, Jack Mastero. And the Roadrunners claw just a little bit back. And it's 7-3. That one was deep to right center. Don't even know where that one landed. But it's now a 4-run game.
Now batting the first baseman, number 9, Nick Slogic.
So that's at least a little something back in their step there, as Montero with his 6th home run of the year already. Again, a lot like his brother RJ. Although, funny enough, he's hitting more home runs here at the JUCO level than he did in high school. And you could attribute part of that to the very wonky Gloucester Catholic field at Joe Barth. Probably the weirdest field in terms of dimensions in all of New Jersey, with a dimension of 460 feet to center, as there's a ground ball to third. It's a fair ball down the line, deep in the hole. He throws it, gets away. Slogic will turn. He's now going to go to second base. That ball got away as Scullion did not rush it down the sideline, and that will be a 2-base error. Hitting an error is what we'll get the call for.
Now batting number 12, left fielder Nick Izzo.
Because definitely a very good chance Slogic beats that out down the line. They'll call that an infield single and an error. But we've now got a runner in scoring position here with one away. It's the Roadrunners offense getting a little bit of their groove back. First home run of the game for the Roadrunners by Montero, 6th of the year for Jack, as that one's hit into right center field. There's a base hit on the first pitch. Nick Izzo out to the right center gap, picked up by Wingenroth. No throw to the plate. Scoring is Slogic, and it is 7-4, a 3-run game. Izzo with the RBI single.
Gavin Cohen.
There is bullpen action for Harford. See if this is a pitching change or if this is a standard mound visit. I don't think that's Josh Hauser out there. But 7-4, 3-spot for the Roadrunners, finally getting some offense back in this game. Batter will be Gavin Cohen after the mound visit. They'll break up. Here's Gavin Cohen, the second baseman. After the mound visit to Glass, Cohen pulls back the bunt, and it's a strike called, 0-1. So 3 runs apiece for each team. 3 for Harford, 3 for the Roadrunners. And an RBI single by Nick Izzo, trying to cut the lead even further. There's a ground ball, foul ball, the first base line. 0-2 now. Cohen and then Rosado and Comiskey. No balls, 2 strikes. 1 away, bottom of the 3rd. Glass steps into it, and it's away. It's going to get behind the backstop. They'll send the runner down to second. And the Roadrunners continue to advance around the base paths here. It's a 1-2 count as they look to advance their offensive prowess in this inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes, Glass to Cohen. 1 away, bottom of the 3rd. 7-4 ball game in favor of the Harford Fighting Owls. 1-2, up and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes again after a handful of foul balls here. And that one misses low, but a good save by the catcher in Noon. Or check that, in Derek Poole to corral it in. Three balls, two strikes, payoff from Glass. He'll look back a handful of times and in his delivery. Strike three called. Beautiful breaking ball. That retires Cohen, and that's the second out of the inning.
The catcher, number 11, Jaden Rosado.
Jaden Rosado, the batter here with a runner on second and two down. That one's low. One ball, no strikes. That one's low. RCSJ softball is hosting RCSJ Cumberland over on the opposite side of campus. If we get a score update from that game, we'll let you know. Very excited to see the softball team this weekend as that ball is ripped left center field. That gets down. Jaden Rosado all the way to the wall, perfectly splits left and center. Coming in will be Izzo. Stopping at second will be Rosado. RBI double. And it's 7-5.
Number 19, Carter Comiskey.
I was not expecting that kind of a celebration on the double. Here comes Josh Hauser. It'll be a right-hander coming in for Hartford as the Roadrunners have put up 4. It's 7-5 here in the bottom of the third. Welcome back, 7-5, bottom of the third. South Jersey product, A.J. Palumbo is on the pitch for Hartford.
Now pitching for Hartford is number 20, A.J. Palumbo.
His first task will be Carter Comiskey, as A.J. Palumbo, a graduate of Clearview Regional in Mullica Hill, went to CCBC Catonsville in Maryland, another Region 20 school, and then transferred to Harford. So he only has 2 appearances, and he has a 7.71 ERA, but he is a two-way for this Harford Fighting Owls team, as he's had 2 homers this season already, 15 RBIs, and a .447 batting average, as a strike is called to Comiskey for the first pitch from Palumbo. But I remember watching Palumbo in high school and saw that wind up and recognized it immediately. Just a very overarching lineup, something that gives you just a lot of pound-for-pound power. It's the 0-1. Line, fair. No, it's foul down the third base line. That looked like that was over the bag, but too close to tell. It's 0-2. If the inning continues, Caleb Delaney of West Deptford will be next. That'll be a fun matchup. Those two have faced each other a handful of times at the high school level. West Deptford hosting the Pop McKenna tournament that Clearview's been a part of for a while over at Union Field. There's a ground ball in between first and second. Reyes stops it, and he got him. Wonderful play at second by Jeremy Reyes, as the Roadrunners get 4 runs back, part of whom on a 2-run home run by Jack Mistero and a handful of RBIs afterwards. This is now back to being a very reasonable ball game. It's 7-5 in a high-scoring affair after 3. Top of the 4th inning, ready to go here from Rowan College of South Jersey, as walk like an Egyptian playing throughout the ballpark.
Number 40, Danny Scullion.
Having a little bit of fun up there with that hit from, I think, 1986. If you ask me, it's no Nonagon Infinity, but it's a solid tune. 1 ball, no strikes to Scullion. He homered in his last at bat. He's 1 for 2 today with a strikeout and a homer. There's a ground ball foul down the left field line, and it's 1-1. 4, 5, and 6 for the Fighting Owls. It's Scullion, Poole, and Wingenroth, the center fielder. Scullion manning first base today has held the fort down over at first with some nice plays in the infield from Mercado and Reyes. That ball's hit well. Left center field. Going back Delaney and Izzo. It is caught in left field by Nick Izzo. Somehow he brought that in, tracked it in from start to finish. And there's the first out of the inning.
Now batting catcher Derek Poole.
And that is how you get confidence back. That is exactly how you get confidence back. A good defensive play like that really going to make you feel good as an outfielder, and it's going to make the whole team feel good. And that's exactly a play that can make a pitcher feel good. And you know why? It's also because that shows that your defense can back you up. And if you're a pitcher that knows that if the ball's hit to the outfield, one of your guys is going to grab it, then again, it's going to make you feel pretty good. That one's headed out towards the campus. That's going to roll pretty far. Onto the grass. It's walking along the asphalt into the second row of the parking lot. And that ball's hit out towards right field. Mastero straight away. He's got it. And a can of corn for Jack Mastero, and it's 2 away.
Center fielder number 14, Nathan Wingenroth.
It's funny where that term, can of corn, comes from. Came from the assembly lines and the factories of Chicago in the 1900s, the early 1900s. As that ball's hit out towards right field, Mastero's going to have another battle test. This one's not a can of corn. It's caught in right. How about it? Izzo and Mastero, 2 very strong defensive plays. How about that? 2 deep flyouts, and the inning ends in a scoreless 4th for the Fighting Owls. We go to the bottom of the 4th, 7-5, Harford. Bottom of the 4th inning, Caleb Delaney, the batter, facing A.J. Palumbo, the right-hander. 9-1-2. Delaney, Mayer, and Apicello for RCSJ-Gloucester. We were talking about the phrase can of corn coming from the Chicago factory lines during the industrial age in the early 1900s. It was important. Well, first of all, there's a ground ball out to third. Picked up, glove side, in time. Beautiful play. Over at the hot corner by Kiefer. And there's 1 away.
Shortstop number 2, Joe
But
Mayer.
it was basically the canned goods. It wasn't just corn. You know, everything else that you'd use to make a meal in 125 years ago. They were falling from the assembly lines, and the workers, the factory workers, had to catch the canned goods in their apron. And there's a point where you make it easy. You make it easy on yourself. You make it a routine, you know, like muscle memory. So in baseball, when that became popular in Chicago in the late 1800s, early 1900s, it became popular to say that an easy fly ball was a can of corn, because it was just like it was just as easy as catching a literal can of corn in your apron in the factories, because a lot of the baseball players also worked jobs. It's not the multi-billion-dollar industry that it was. It was just a sport that people did for leisure. 2-0. Fouled back, and it's 2-1. But it's one of those things that you don't really acknowledge it until somebody asks you, they say, where does that come from? Where does that saying come from? 2-1. Oh, look out. That one sends him down, and it's 3-1. They'll look to get back into the box here with a hitter's count. Alex Apicella in the on-deck circle. Three balls, one strike to Mayer. Ground ball foul. Joe Mayer, the shortstop, hailing from Donovan Catholic in the Shore Conference. Always a contender in South Jersey non-public play. Right up there with Red Bank Catholic and St. John Vianney. That one is up and in. It's ball four. Mayer ducks down. And a one-out base runner for the Roadrunners as Alex Apicella will be the tying run with Mayer walking for the second time today. Apicella at the plate, Mayer on first. There's a swing and a miss. Alex Apicella, a transfer from James Madison University and originally from Sachem High School East in Holbrook, New York, in Suffolk County on Long Island. Inside. It's funny how often I've been running into Holbrook, New York lately. That's where Suffolk Community College is, where the RCSJ softball team is playing 4 games across their season versus Suffolk. And that just hit Apicella. So a walk and a hit by pitch. Runners on first and second now for Mastero.
Jack Mastero.
This is just one of those high-scoring JUCO games. Going to be a lot of offense, not going to be a lot of pitching. Jack Mastero batting with 2 runners on and 1 away versus another South Jersey product in A.J. Palumbo. That one's outside. Now, you talk about these guys matching up in high school. Considering these two played in the same division in the Tri-County Royal, probably can't even count the number of times that Mastero has faced A.J. Palumbo. Twice a year from Clearview and Gloucester Catholic. That one's low. Should note, if you'd like to see either of those teams, you're in luck. You can take a look at our high school baseball schedule on our Instagram at DW Broadcasting. We'll be back in the high school slate on Thursday with a Cape Atlantic League national matchup between Oakcrest and Buna. First pitch at 4. Then we'll have another high school game on Friday and a matchup between Northern Burlington and Bordentown. Our good friend James Torillo of Mercer County College will be on the call for that game. And then he'll be on the call with David Cohen. Saturday, our plans are to be determined, waiting for a couple things to work themselves out. But we'll let you know by Thursday whether we'll be here at RCSJ or at another location. That one's low. No, strike called, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 runners on, go ahead, run at the plate. That one is low. 3-2. Nick Slogic on deck. Would be fun to see him bat in a high-stakes situation with the bases loaded. As the pitching in this game is really starting to fall apart. Baseball's just, there's a baseball on the field. They're not going to call time, though. That one is fouled back. It came from the right field bullpen, and it went all the way up the first base line, but it stayed in foul territory, so they decided not to stop anything. RCSJ's first base coach went over and picked it up. Still alive here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the 4th inning. 7-5, Harford over the Roadrunners. 3-2. Strike, 3 called. Throw down the third is in time. Strike him out, throw him out, double play, and the rally comes to a screeching halt. What a big jam to get out of for A.J. Palumbo. As now going to the top of the 5th, Harford holds their lead and they get everything they wanted. It's 7-5, Roadrunner. 7-5, Fighting Owls.
For Harford, Andrew Noon.
Andrew Noon leads us off in the top of the 5th inning. Brevin Bezic back on the hill for his first full inning of work as that one misses. Or, excuse me, his second full inning of work. Came in for Bryson Kirby, who had 2 1/3. Low, 2-0. 7, 8, and 9, the bottom 3 for the Fighting Owls, Noon, Mercado, and Kiever. Outside again, 3-0. Harford with 7 runs, 8 hits. Held scoreless for the first time today in the 3rd, or rather in the 4th, as the strike was called. Harford led off the game with 3 straight solo home runs from Reyes, Asmus, and Fitzpatrick, all leaving the yard. There's another strike coming back that time, 3-2. Full count to Noon. And strike 3, picks up the comeback. Bezic with a big strikeout, looking at a 3-0 count and had 3 called strikes in a row. As Noon disagrees with the call, but no ABS in junior college baseball. 1 away. Strike called. 4 straight strikes now for Bezic. Again, the product of Middletown South. That ball is tapped over the middle and into center field, a base hit for Ty Mercado. And a 1-out single for the 8-hole hitter.
Third baseman number 19, Luke Kiefer.
Bezic's first pitch, no, throw over to first. Bezic was a very strong two-way player over at Middletown South, hit .486 in his senior year. A season where Middletown South and the Eagles went 21-7 under Jeff Carpel. Had a 1.17 ERA in his senior year in 2024. Middletown South went from 21 wins to 15 in 2025. Finished their season with a loss in the Central Jersey Group 3 final to Allentown, which was a very underrated team that year in the Colonial Valley. Bezic looks over, the 0-1, outside. And a lot of really strong names on that Middletown South roster as well. Brody Taka, great name, 636 average. And Bezic hit 486 in his senior year of high school. But that pitching staff as well, Jacob Wenzel, Mason Christopher. Getting to see Middletown South, I think it was back in 2023, got to see a game where Christopher started. And again, I mean, Middletown South, just such a very well-coached team. And even though they went 15-11 last year, you still expect them to compete in the Shores. Just such a tough division. Bezic throws to first. Slogic can't reel him in. For Kiefer, 0 for 1, strikeout in the second and reached on a walk in the third. An inning where Harford put up 3 runs, including a solo shot by Danny Scullion out to deep left center. Another throw. 2-1. Nearing the 2-hour mark of this game, and it's the top of the 5th inning. First pitch was at 3:30. It's now 5:25, so if you make your dinner plans, they'll be ready by the 7th inning. Here's the 2-1. That ball's hit out towards right field. Back and over towards the Harford bullpen. It's out of play. How about, oh wow. How about that? That ball took a carom off of some kind of patch of grass and then bounced back onto the field in front of the Harford bullpen. It bounced over the fence and then bounced back over the fence the other way. Quite interesting how physics works. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bezic, another throw. Not in time. As we mentioned, our high school slate continues on Thursday with a Cape Atlantic League National Division Conference bout between the Oakcrest Falcons and the Buna Chiefs. First pitch at 4 p.m. from the famous Corolla Field in Buna Township. 2-2. Hit out towards right field. Mastero going over, down the line, into foul grounds. He overran it, and he made the catch. He'll now throw it in, and the runner advanced to second base. So a bit of a circus catch that time by Jack Mastero. I don't know if he didn't have a good read on it or what, but he was able to bring it in nonetheless for the second out of the inning. So fly ball to right, turns over the lineup now for Reyes.
Now batting the second baseman, Jeremy Reyes.
Reyes 2 for 3, led off the game with a home run, then an RBI single in the second, and now a strikeout in the third. So this is his 4th at bat. That's the one thing about this game. You're now in your 4th rotation through the order. The first rotation and the second, we're very familiar with Bryson Kirby, tagged him for 4 home runs. Now the second rotation of the order is seeing Bezic for a second time as Reyes clubs it right field side, foul, and into the Harford bullpen. 1-1. Roadrunners will lead off the bottom of the 5th with Slogic, Izzo, and Cohen, 4, 5, and 6. One ball, 1 strike. Bezic delivers. That ball's hit out towards right center field. That's going to get down for a base hit in front of Delaney. Coming around third and scoring is Mercado. RBI single for Jeremy Reyes. He's now got 3 on the day, and it's 8-5 Hartford. 2-out rally continues.
James Asmus.
James Asmus will be the batter. 2 out and a runner on first. That's just called productive hitting that time. 2 outs, lefty-lefty matchup. You're facing another left-hander this time in Asmus. Another throwback to first. I mean, lefty-lefty matchups are just such an art form in baseball because, you know, we talk about the chess match. We talk about what it means to have the upper hand, whether as a pitcher or as a batter. But in a lefty-lefty matchup, you could argue that neither has the advantage because if you're a left-handed hitter who can hit left-handed pitching, that makes your value worth its weight in gold. But if you're a left-handed pitcher who does well versus left-handed batters, that's kind of what's expected of you. So, dare I say that a lefty-lefty matchup favors the hitter. Because if you're a pitcher who strikes out lefties well, you're just a pitcher who strikes out lefties well. But if you're a batter who tags lefties well, then you can become, you know, you can evolve past your platoon status. You know, think about what makes the professionals professional athletes. It's the fact that you can hit any pitcher, anytime, any arm slot, any angle. You can hit all of them, any of them. If you're a left-handed batter who can do that, you certainly have a lot of spots on a lot of rosters. That one's up and away. Harford with their first run since the top of the third. I say that wasn't all that long ago, but the RBI single by Mercado scored run number 7. And the RBI single by Reyes now scores run number 8 and the 10th hit of the game. Low, 2-2. Again, Slogic, the sophomore 6'5" first baseman, will lead off the bottom of the 5th inning as the Roadrunners will look to have another inning like the third. 4 runs, a 2-run shot by Jack Mastero put the Roadrunners back in gear. That one's away, 3-2. One thing I've been noticing is that Jaden Rosado has been setting up outside for a lot of these pitches in this at-bat, but honestly, I mean, maybe he's worried about his control. If he throws inside, he could hit him. I mean, he is kind of crowding the plate. So that one's hit out towards center field. Delaney runs in, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. 1 run scores on an RBI single, and now going to the bottom of the 5th. We're halfway home. It's Harford 8, RCSJ 5. Next Logic leads us off in the bottom of the 5th. Don't fret, because we are halfway home. What's funny is that we are halfway home in this 9-inning contest, but the high school game we did yesterday was 2 hours, 3 minutes. And the time of this game, as of right now, 2 hours and 3 minutes. It's funny, the pace of college baseball versus high school ball. I mean, the kids aren't that much older in college ball than in high school ball, but when you compare them back and forth, the pace is different. And to make it clear, there's no pitch clock at either level. There's no pitch clock here. There's no pitch clock in high school. But there's something about the high school games where the pitchers work a little faster, the batters are a little bit quicker out of the box. That one's quick out of the box. Nick Slogic deep to left field, and this ball is gone. Solo home run for Nick Slogic. And the Roadrunners pull within 2. It's 8-6. The 5th combined home run of the game. Slogic with the solo home run gets that 1 run back against Hartford off of the South Jersey grad Palumbo. And here's Izzo. Izzo had an RBI single in his last at bat. He is 1 for 2. He has reached twice, but reached on an error at second base in his first at bat. 1-0. They'll say that he went. I think that's the right call, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. Way up and in. One clears the head of Izzo. And it's 2-1. Ground ball right back to Palumbo. He'll underhand toss to first, and that's the first out. A strong comebacker on one hop right back to Palumbo. And that's the first out of the inning.
Number 1, Gavin Cohen.
Here's Cohen. Mentioned Izzo, another Division I transfer, was originally, first of all, hails from Jackson, New Jersey. There's a ball outside to Cohen. Izzo, a transfer from St. Peter's University. Izzo came from Jackson Memorial High School, which has now merged. The 2 high schools in Jackson were Jackson Memorial and Jackson Liberty. They merged at the end of the last school year and became Jackson Township High School, playing under the Jaguars. Should make them pretty good in most athletics, combining 2 very large high schools in Jackson Memorial and Jackson Liberty and then making them into one. I haven't seen them yet in the school year, but it looks like their football team's been pretty good. Basketball's been pretty good. Counts 3-1. Waiting to see how their baseball team is as well, playing some South Jersey talent, playing Eastern later this year. The Vikings. And that one is a strike call, 3-2 at the knees. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Foul, left field line. Over towards the Rowan Medicine parking lot, and it's 3-2. Full count to Gavin Cohen. Outside, ball 4. 1 out, base runner brings up the tying run in Jaden Rosado. He roped an RBI double to left center in the bottom of the 3rd. Josh Hauser coming out. Looks like he's going to get a call to either a call to the bullpen or at least just a mound visit. And he will call to the bullpen. Right-hander coming in for Hartford. We'll take a quick break as our 3rd pitcher of the game will enter for the Fighting Owls.
pitching for the Fighting Owls.
Landon Kester is the new pitcher. Out of Mount Airy, Maryland, a Division I transfer from High Point University, 10.13 ERA, 6 appearances, 1 save in 5 1/3 innings, 9 walks, 6 strikeouts, and 6 earned runs in the small sample size. That one's low to Rosado. 1 ball, no strikes. High Point University, where Castor comes from. Obviously, a lot of people first heard of High Point when they made that upset over Wisconsin in March Madness. Had that one guy, Chase Johnston, shooting from the logo. Nothing but threes over at High Point, but yeah, people don't. Let's 2-0 inside to Rosado. One of the great things about March Madness, and honestly one of the great things about college baseball in general, is that there's over 350 Division I and 365 Division I NCAA colleges and universities. But a lot of people only know a select few. The ones from the power conferences are the ones that are, you know, good in and out every single year, but there were people that didn't know who Siena was when they put up a fight versus Duke. Rosado, right field line. That one's foul down the line. That one went over the fence, but it just went foul over the bullpen. Nearly cleared everybody out there, but it's 3-2. Or when VCU, Virginia Commonwealth University, defeated North Carolina. A lot of people didn't know who they were, but 365 Division I's, and a good chunk of them field baseball. There's a swing and a miss. Rosado got a throw down to second. He is safe. So they wanted to go for the second strikeout, throw-out double play. They were only able to get one half of the deal, though, as there will be 2 away for Carter Comiskey. Stolen base for Gavin Cohen, and Comiskey 0 for 2. Flew out to center and a ground ball to second base in his 2 at-bats today. Popped up, shallow center field, going in Wingenroth. He'll make the catch, and the side is retired. Roadrunners get a run back on a solo home run to left by Nick Slogic. We're through 5, still got 4 more frames to play. Here in Deptford Township, it's Harford 8, Gloucester 6.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month. It is the responsibility of all of us to make sure that our friends, family, and anybody who we hold dear in our lives is feeling well. The problem with spotting mental health issues is that the symptoms aren't that obvious. Just because someone is okay or appears okay on the outside doesn't mean that they're okay on the inside. It's important that if they are in distress, that they call the right people and they get the help that they need. And it is very important that we treat each other with respect, regardless of who you are or where you come from. But it is just as important that we treat ourselves with respect, regardless of the situation going on in our lives. If you're in distress, you can call this number, 988, or you can visit any of these websites if you're not in distress, but would like to learn more information about mental health awareness and research.
Welcome back. 5 innings down here in Deptford Township as Harford leads RCSJ-Gloucester, the 3-time national champions back-to-back in NJCAA Division III. Taking a look at some out-of-town scores in Region 19. We have 2 games ongoing right now in Division II and Division III. Mercer leads Monroe 11-6, top of the 8th, and Lackawanna leads RCSJ Cumberland 10-4 in the top of the 7th. And only one baseball game was played yesterday. Northampton topped Brookdale in an upset, 19-5. Swing and a miss. 1-1 to Scullion, or check that to. Forgot to flip around my scorecard. It's Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick followed by Scullion and Poole. 3, 4, and 5. That one's foul. 1 and 2. RCSJ-Gloucester atop the Region 19 Division III standings with a 15-3 overall record, 11-1 in conference. Their one conference loss to Camden County in their first Region Series of the year. That one's high, 2 and 2. Behind them, RCSJ Cumberland with 15-3. They're the best in overall record. Middlesex 11-5. They're having a strong season so far. Northampton 10-7. Brookdale 10-5. Camden 8-7. Salem in 7th at 9-13. Bergen in 8th at 5-11. And then everybody else has only played a handful of games except for Union, that is 1-11. Atlantic Cape 2-6. Roadrunners host them on Saturday. It's a 2-2. Is strike 3 called to Fitzpatrick. 1 away. Here's Scullion.
First baseman number 40, Danny Scullion.
Ocean County 4-9. Montgomery 3-4, has only played 7 games this year. And then Delaware County is 0-6. They are the last team to have won a game in region play. And again, that Union team, oh, here we go, fly ball right center field. That's going to get down for Scullion. Over towards the right center gap. It'll be picked up by Mistero. Scullion on his horse. He'll hold it second with a 1-out double. This game has really settled down after the third inning. Only 2 runs of offense, 1 on each side. Since the third, a scoreless fourth by both sides, and then 1 run in the 5th as we move along, chug along to the top of the 6th. Scullion the batter, or rather Poole the batter. Scullion was the one that just had that double. That one's fouled back, look out. Hit the cross railing. Waiting for a ball to hit one of the poles behind the dish. Those broken zip ties that are holding the net together. There's the 0-1. Fly ball, first base side, out of play. 0-2. Wyndon Roth will be next for Harford. Eight runs, 11 hits, 2 errors for Harford, the Fighting Owls. Bezic taking a while here. He releases. That ball's ripped left center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Scullion on his horse. He's going to score from second base. Back-to-back doubles. It's an RBI sliding in head first. Poole with an RBI double laced in the left center gap. And it's 9-6 Harford.
Center fielder number 14, Nathan Wingenroth.
So here's Wingenroth, 4th at bat of the day. Hit by pitch in the first, single in the third, fly out to right to end the 4th inning. It was a nice play made in right by Jack Mistero. Right-hander warming in the bullpen for the Roadrunners, and a right-hander as well, getting loose for Harford. 1-1. Bezic, the 1-1. Fouled back. Oh, it went into the dugout. 1-2. outside.
Come on, Brad, you got it. Go. Come on, Brad.
2 balls, 2 strikes from the southpaw, Brevin Bezic. Looking to stop the bleeding here in the top of the 6th. Pokes it. An odd swing, and it's going to fall. Talk about a cue shot into right field. That'll be a base hit. What an odd hit that time. You can't even really blame Bezic for that one. That one was just outside, and he poked his bat, threw it over the plate, and got a hit to right field. You don't see those every day. And that'll now be runners on the corners now for Noon. Two on, 1 out. First pitch to Noon and his 4th at-bat of the day. He's 1 for 3 with a single in the 2nd inning. Harford's put up 13 hits here in the contest. They've scored in every inning except for the 4th. Another throw to first, not in time. Bezic looks over again. He'll attack the plate. Breaking ball. Strike called, 0-1. Another throw to first, not in time. Oh and 1. Swing and a miss early on the fastball. It appears to be Victor Okendo warming up in the bullpen for the Roadrunners, the right-hander. That will be the 3rd pitcher of the day. For what it's worth, 9 runs, 5 2/3 innings, and only 2 pitchers here. Roadrunners staying conservative with their arm usage. Considering that you have a 3-game series with Atlantic Cape coming up and then a Division II opponent in Lackawanna, one, 2, up and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bezic, 2 on, 1 away. They're over to first, not in time. Some folks staying warm in that. The weather pods over there on the first base side. We have one of those for DWB. We had to use it yesterday. I think ours is a little bit bigger than that. But can confirm that they work. Keep the air in. Definitely helps on a really windy day. There's a swing and a miss. Noon down on strikes. That's actually 2 separate weather pods. Ours is one, one larger, I think it's called a double box. It's about 6.5 feet wide, and it worked really well yesterday. I was freezing cold, but our good friend and producer David Cohen said it wasn't that bad in there, even though it was a real feel of 29 yesterday at Northern Burlington for our opening day. Northern Burlington, of course, shut out Maple Shade 7-0 after a 28-2 campaign last year at a Group 3 New Jersey State title.
Come on, bud. Go, Bezic. Come on, Brevin.
2 on for Mercado. That one's away. Mercado kind of holds his bat out straight instead of holding it over his shoulder. Kind of a funky stance. You can see that front foot definitely staggered out, and then he had it over his shoulder and he just waggles it with a lot of different movement over his head. As the strike is called. I mean, I remember there's another strike called. Harford's dugout giving an earful here to the home plate umpire. He's saying, you got to give us a chance. And now Rob Valley coming out. Time is called. Home plate umpire not giving any mind, though, to Harford, though, as Valley comes out in the middle of the at-bat, making sure everybody's on the same page. 1-2, 2 out. 3-run lead for Harford here. But this is a mound visit charged for Bezic. This game's not getting any quicker, I'll tell you that much. And we still have the rest of the 6th, the 7th, 8th, and 9th to play. Listen, I'm not one to complain. You know, I love baseball in all forms. My second ever baseball game that I attended when I was 7 years old, John Mayberry Jr. hit a walk-off single to beat the Reds, and the game was 4 hours and 24 minutes long. Now, I was a 7-year-old kid, and it was one of my parents that said, I think it was my dad that said he knew that I fell in love with baseball because I didn't cry or complain as a 7-year-old at a 4-hour baseball game. And I didn't want to leave during the extra innings because the game went to the 12th. I'm pretty sure it was in the same series that had that wild 19-inning game in Philly, and Wilson Valdez had the win. We got the 1-2 to Mercado. Ground ball. Bezic he pulls away from it, and Mayer loses it. He's safe. Miscommunication all around as getting on will be Mercado, and it's 10-6. An error charged against Mayer that time, as really I think everybody went wrong there. Second run of the inning scores for Hartford. But that play just was convoluted from start to finish. Bezic, you know, it was kind of off of his backside. It really wouldn't be comfortable for him to have picked up. But the damage is right there. Fly ball, left center, going back, and this ball is gone! The errors will make you pay. 3-run home run from the 9 slot for Kiefer. And it's 13-6 Hartford. That's going to get these guys fired up, and Rob Valley's going to come out. 6th home run of the game. And it's a 7-run lead for Hartford. Ball has been leaving the yard incredibly quickly this game, as the second mound visit will mean a right-hander comes in for the Roadrunners. Their third pitcher of the day, as he relieves Brevin Bezic after grand total of 3 innings of work for the Middletown South grad. We'll take a break, but this game is turned on its head. It's 13-6. Victor Okendo entering the game, third pitcher of the day for the Roadrunners, the graduate of Timber Creek, with a flat 6 ERA, 3 appearances, 2 starts, 6 innings, a 1.67 whip, and 14 strikeouts for the sophomore right-hander. Timber Creek just hired a new baseball coach for 2026, Miles Taylor replacing John Cates. Cates was at the helm for Timber Creek from 2018 to 2025. Didn't have more than 14 wins in a season. Not that he was bad. I mean, he was a great head coach and a great individual as well. That one's down the left field line. That's going to get down for a base hit from Reyes. Reyes will now have a 4-hit day as he stands into second with a double, and the 2-out rally continues as he has been a nearly impossible out all afternoon.
Number 27, James Asmus.
2 singles, a home run, and a double. Not in that order for Jeremy Reyes. And Asmus the batter. But we were saying Miles Taylor taking over for John Cates at Timber Creek over in Blackwood. Miles Taylor, a 2011 grad of Timber Creek, pitched over at Coppin State, the Division I in the Northeast Conference. Ground ball. He'll run this one out. Asmus over to first. It's in time. Side retired. 5 runs come across, including on a 3-run home run by Kiefer, showing that errors, they make you pay. That's exactly what happened. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 13-6, Fighting Owls. Caleb Delaney leads us off in the bottom of the 6th inning for the Roadrunners as, well, the sun ain't getting any brighter in this game, but the shadows coming over the field. That scoreboard casting a shadow in left field. And, well, it's not our first and it's not our last game of the year, obviously. We've got Lackawanna tomorrow, in addition to the Brookdale game on April 22nd. And then the last home game in non-conference play this year versus Morris on April 29th. The ground ball foul. 2 balls, 1 strike to the West Effort grad Delaney. West Effort's had some great teams over the years, led by John Oler. You know, you talk about Corey Baglivo, the McKenna brothers, Shea McKenna and Cole McKenna. Cole McKenna now at Seton Hall. Shea McKenna now at McDaniel College in Maryland, Division III. 2-1. Delaney fouls it back. 2-2. 9-1-2 for the Roadrunners in the bottom of the 6th inning. Still got 3 more frames to play here in Deptford. And we'll have 9 more to play tomorrow versus Lackawanna. So it's going to be a long week for all of us. And as that one misses, 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the lefty, Delaney. Ground ball, got on top of it, out to second. Reyes is there, throw to first is in time. And there's one away. Here's Mayer. Now in the 4th rotation of the order for the Roadrunners, Mayer, 2 walks and a ground out, 0 for 1 in the game. Strike called. No balls, 1 strike. That one's low. The last time we did a game here, it was a game a lot like this. A little bit of back and forth, but a team ahead for most of it. And a high-scoring affair as Mayer, left center field. This one's hit well, going back and making the catch in left field. That'll be out number 2.
Abasella.
Here's Alex Apicella. Alex Apicella batting with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. We were saying the last time we were here, though, was a Region 19 game versus Bergen. RCSJ won the game 21-11 with a grand total of 7 home runs in that game. We've seen another 6 today. Apicella wavers on a fastball in. Wouldn't have gotten good contact on it anyway with his timing. He was a little bit late and it was a little bit inside, so a double whammy and the 0-2. Grounded out to short, picked up by Mercado. Clean transfer, and it's in time to retire the side. Roadrunners held off the board, and Harford can defend their 5-run 6th inning without issue. Let's go into the 7th. It's 13-6 in favor of Harford.
Book Dog Pro Wrestling for your next event or outing for the greatest action that New Jersey Pro Wrestling has to offer. Any place, any time, any setting, Dog Pro Wrestling will bring the action to you, and you won't want to miss it for moments like this. But don't just take it from me. Take it from Max Mundo, the Dog Pro Wrestling ambassador.
This is Max Mundo with Dog Pro Wrestling. Are you a civic organization, sporting club looking to fundraise? Then look no further to Dog Pro Wrestling. We do grand openings, corporate events, and much more.
And why not from some of the wrestling talent themselves?
I'm Vinny the Fixer, and I'm the champion of dog professional wrestling. If you want to book the best, come see us. We're the cream of the crop. We'll come to any fundraiser you can think of. Just name the place and we'll show up.
This is the upstanding Dylan Mesh, and for the entirety of my professional wrestling career, dog wrestling has been a mainstay for where I like to wrestle. So you can believe me when I say that it is quality. And I'm upstanding. I'm the only opinion you need.
Yeah! It's your boy Gabriel Hodder here with my man Matthew Oman, and if you want your events to be all fight, no flight,
then book Dog Wrestling so you can witness true primal fear. Woo!
Welcome back. Top of the 7th inning, ready to go.
Leading off the 7th inning for Harford, number 8, Jack Fitzpatrick.
Jack Fitzpatrick gets the lead off, 3, 4, and 5. Had an interesting midweek battle today in non-conference play. 2 South Jersey left-handers going at it. A former Roadrunner and Ethan Schaub had the start for Delaware in their battle versus Rutgers. But Rutgers' starter was another left-hander out of Cherokee in Henry Radbill. Final score just came in. Rutgers won 8-0 over Delaware. But UDEL's been having a good season. I mean, Greg Mamula has recruited a lot of South Jersey talent. Anthony Charles out of Clearview. A lot of guys out of Bordentown, Luke Guire. Don't know why I'm blanking on some of the other names, but Grant Fournier out of Cherry Hill West. Now, obviously, when you're a true freshman in high school getting recruited to Division I, you may not get elite playing time right away. But needless to say, two programs that recruit very heavily in South Jersey, and we've seen some players go from the Roadrunners to teams like Delaware or Rutgers, specifically Delaware. I mean, Ethan Schaub, one of them, but also Aaron Graber, who was here in Sewell before going to UDEL and then getting picked up by the Angels as an undrafted free agent. Apicella has some trouble with it, not going to get the throw over in time. That'll be a base runner for Fitzpatrick.
First baseman number 40, Danny Scullion.
Scullion had a solo home run in the third inning. Has a double in the game as well, 2 for 4. That one's low. But Graber, a lot like the Mastero brothers, a very prolific power hitter when in his time at RCSJ, and then went to University of Delaware and had over 20 home runs in his senior season, and was not drafted, but was picked up by the Los Angeles Angels as an undrafted free agent and still is in their organization. But the Roadrunners have produced several major league products over the years. Ryan Buchter is a name that comes to mind. The former left-hander who was a mainstay in the Oakland Athletics bullpen. One to Scullion from Oquendo is a good frame. Strike called, 1-2. That's something that Rosado does really well. Likes to frame that outside pitch, tries to get it his way. But again, that's one of those things that, as a catcher, that is an art form of the game that is slowly being modified with the automated ball strike system. You can't fool a computer. You can fool an umpire. But no matter how much your glove moves, no matter how convincing you can make it look, you're not going to convince a computer that it was a strike. It either is or it isn't, if you get my point. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Scullion down on strikes, misses inside. One away now for Poole. Time called. Rosado taking off his helmet. Might be dealing with a communications issue with PitchCom. Only in the last 5 years, maybe stretch it to the last 10, has PitchCom been a new development in technology for baseball. Major League Baseball, if I recall, only permitted the use of it in 2020. And how many times do you watch a big game, whether it's the World Series or in the World Baseball Classic, maybe a postseason game or maybe a high-stakes regular season game? How many times do you see in the 8th or 9th inning, when the game is on the line, do you see the pitcher step off the mound and point his glove to his ear because he can't hear his own PitchCom? That's one thing that I've gotten a little bit annoyed with, because, again, it's another thing where technology takes away a bit of a traditional aspect of baseball. And sure, traditional catcher signs are something that, if you're smart, can be picked up by the other team. But your job in baseball is to get around that. Your job is to, communicate to yourself, find a way to get the pitcher and the catcher to communicate. There's a reason why certain pitchers like certain catchers on a certain day. Aaron Nola, pitching for the Phillies, would demand that Garrett Stubbs was his catcher. It was like his personal backstop. That one's up and away. But with the PitchCom, not only that, it also allows for the coaches to call pitches, which I am not a fan of at all. The Marlins organization does that a lot. And honestly, a lot of high schools do it too. Catchers aren't even calling their own pitches anymore. And I don't know what the case is on this team. I don't know if there's an assistant coach that's calling the shots, but in my traditionalist aspect of baseball, the catcher should be the one that is the conductor of the orchestra. Because I'm sorry, but a catcher will know how his pitcher's pitches are working better than somebody sitting in the dugout. And that's how it should be. Call the signs as you wish, but let the catcher call the game. And that's ball 4. We'll have runners on first and second with the walk.
Center fielder number 14, Nate Wingenroth.
Wingenroth is the batter now with a 1-out walk. And I don't want to come off as a sore loser who is not a fan of the new game of baseball. I love how the pitch clock has sped games up a little bit. It's made it more appealing to the average fan. Because let's say this is let's just spout a hypothetical and say that this is a Major League Baseball game. Instead of 100 or so people here, there's 40,000 people in the stands. How many people would leave early or be discouraged to come back to another game? Because right now it's 6:18 p.m. Nearly sitting we're at 2 hours and 2 hours and 48 minutes into this game in the top of the 7th inning. If this was a Major League Baseball game and instead of the Harford Fighting Owls, it was, the Arizona Diamondbacks and the team in blue and gold was the Los Angeles Dodgers, how many people would be discouraged to come back by a game that's nearly at the 3-hour mark in the 7th inning? It's one of those things that, if we can sit here and enjoy the game, that's great. But that's not everybody. There's sometimes rule changes that are made for everyone, and sometimes there's rule changes that are made for the average fan to grow the game. Cricket is a great example of it. Cricket is a game that used to go on for hours and hours and almost days at a time, but they introduced T20, a timed, regulated, controlled version of the game, and it exploded in popularity. But baseball is another example of a game that a lot of people just kind of lagged on about, and it didn't have a lot of popularity because people didn't want to sit around for all those times. And there still isn't a clock in 95% of organized baseball. Everything except for the minor leagues and major leagues doesn't have it. I think maybe NCAA Division I might, and maybe some other places do. I know that the Diamond Classic in South Jersey had a pitch clock before they got rid of that rule. I thought that was great. The 3-2. Strike 3 called. They'll throw it down to second. Ooh! A big collision, and they're going to say that the runner is out. Harford wants to argue obstruction at second, and I can't imagine that they're going to be, they are not happy about this at all. The runner is out at second. It is a strikeout, throw-out double play. Surprised Harford's not advocating for themselves more, but they're just going to, they are not thrilled about it. It's 13-6. Well, the third base coach is over there trying to at least get his way, but I don't think he's going to get anything out of it. 13-6 going to the bottom of the 7th.
Right fielder number 22, Jack Mastero.
Jack Mastero hitting off of the right-hander Caster here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 13 for Harford, 6 for RCSJ as a strike is called. Mastero disagrees with the call. Again, you know, you're not going to change the umpire's mind. And if anything, I've seen a lot of cases where the more somebody argues with an umpire, the less favorable they are, which that isn't how it should be, but that's how it is at a lot of levels. Mastero gets on top of it, chops it foul, 1-2. But we were talking about the timing. We were talking about the pace of play because, you know, in every other organized sport, there is a distinguished start and an end time. You know, sometimes the games will run long just because of stoppages and whatnot, but in basketball, you can expect a game to be done, an NBA game to be done in 2 hours. After all the timeouts, the stoppages, even the last 2 minutes of the game that have 20 fouls, and that takes forever, you should expect the game to be done in about 2 hours. Hockey game, leave for about 2 hours, 2.5, 3 hours. Football game, pretty close to 3 hours. That's where they schedule it in the NFL. But in baseball, even with the pitch clock, you can have games that vary wildly in the amount of time it takes to play 9 innings. As that one misses up and in on the full count, and Mastero walks. He'll get down to first base, and Slogic will be the batter.
First baseman number 9, Nick
Slogic 3 for 3. 2 singles and a homer for Nick Slogic. First baseman at a Bishop McDevitt. Roadrunners with 6 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors in the field. Harford with 13 runs, 14 hits, and also 2 errors in the field. First pitch is low to Slogic. The shortest Major League Baseball game I ever went to was a game actually in last June between the Rays and the Royals. It was only 2 hours and 2 minutes. It was barely over the 2-hour mark. You know, you wait in line for ice cream near the end of the game, and it took 2 full innings to get to the front of the line and get back to your seats. But then I've also had games in the pitch clock era that I've been to at the major league level that have gone over 3 hours. So, yes, the pitch clock does some, you know, regulatory easing, if you will, but I don't think anybody would say that it puts a cap on how long a Major League Baseball game can be. Because even with the ghost runner, another topic of discussion, you can still have a game that goes 14, 15, 16 innings if the right circumstances fall. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 Slogic. Looking for his 4th hit of the game. Fouled straight back. Just waiting for somebody to angle one and hit the pole. Saw that happen a few times during the Bergen game. With those zip ties, keeping that net in place as the 2-2. Slogic swings and misses. 1 away in the 7th.
Left fielder number 12, Nick.
Here's Nick Izzo. First pitch to the left fielder, Izzo. That one's well outside, having to dive on top of it to save it. It's Poole. Counts 1-0. Again, our next broadcast will be tomorrow, same time, same place, but a different opponent on the diamond as the Lackawanna Falcons come to town to face the Roadrunners. 3:30 for first pitch in another 9-inning contest. That one's away. But the sun beaming to our left as we approach the 3-hour mark of today's game. It'll be a tiny bit warmer tomorrow, 55 degrees. As that ball's poked out towards center field. This is going to drop, slicing towards right center. Hangenworth is there, and it'll be 2 runners on with 1 away. Gavin Cohen, the batter. Roadrunners with 8 hits on the day after Izzo's single. Moves Mostero to second. Cohen, the left-hander. And the second baseman in today's game, that one's outside from Palumbo. Or from, I don't know why I was blanking that time, from Landon Castor. Sunset today is 7:16, so we'll have just about 45 more minutes to complete the 8th and 9th, which is a taller order than you'd expect. It's 2-0. 2-0. Strike called to Cohen. 2-1. Harford 25-3 in the regular season, an undefeated 12-0 in Region 20, but only one of 2 teams that competes in Region 20 Division 1. There's a ground ball over towards short. What a play! Wow! Ty Mercado at short, a fantastic play to gun down the lead runner. And there's 2 down. Moves everybody back to where they were, and it'll be a 6-5 fielder's choice. Call it a bullpen. We'll take a quick break. Pitcher number 4 coming in. First pitch of the 8th fouled back from Okendo. Almost hit somebody in the parking lot walking towards the field. Oh and 1, or rather 1 and 1 rather. 13-6, Harford leads. I apologize, you missed the bottom of the 7th, how that ended. A line drive to left field by Rosado. Ended in a diving catch in left after the pitching change. Had to step out for a second. Again, I apologize. But it's a 7-run game, 13-6. This one popped up over our heads. One rolls into the street, and it's 1 and 2. Okendo. The 1-2 is back to the plate. To Noon. 7, 8, and 9 for the Fighting Owls. Noon, Mercado, and Kiefer. Kiefer with a 3-run home run back in the 6th. Blew this game open as a part of a 5-run effort. Swing and a miss. He got him. 1 away. Noon now with 3 straight strikeouts in his at-bats. He's 1 for 5. And Mercado's the batter. 2 singles for the shortstop. Another one popped up. Ooh. We had the same line of thinking. Almost hit a car on its way out of the campus. I'm thinking it's 6:30. There's a low but a non-zero chance that a professor walking out of a night class gets hit with a baseball. I mean, I don't know how late night classes run at this campus, but there's still a decent amount of cars here, which make me think that there's still classes in session today. But a nice, quaint, small campus here in Deptford Township, just behind us here. Fouled back, 2 and 2. I do almost wish this field was turned around, if you got what I'm saying, 180 degrees, because the sight line that you would have of the field, of the campus, the clock tower, the Math and Engineering Center, the Scott Hall Center, it would look pretty nice. It would be very similar to the Camden campus. If you're from home plate looking towards the outfield in Camden, you've got a great view of their campus, and it's kind of uphill, so you get an elevated view of it as well. It looks pretty nice. Strike 3 called. He flipped his bat. Mercado thought he had ball 4. He did not, and there's 2 outs in the 8th.
Now batting, third baseman.
2 strikeouts in the inning for Okendo. He's had 4 strikeouts in his brief relief work. And he now sets up the number 9 hitter, Luke Kiefer. One ball, no strikes to Kiefer. 1-0 from Okendo in the windup and delivers. That was hit down the right field line. Foul. Oof. That bus is right in the way. Might get a broken window or something. And how about friendly fire if you break a window on your own team's bus? But it's not your teams. It's D and F travel. So it's a charter bus. It's a team paid to bring them here. The road up from Maryland, probably about 2 hours-ish to get from Harford to here. Breaking ball, did not get it. Just a bit high to the third baseman, and it's 2 and 2. We're past the 3-hour mark in this game, 6:41 p.m. 3 hours and 11 minutes so far. 8-9-1 for the Roadrunners in the bottom half of the 8th. Comiskey, Delaney, and Mayer. And one thing that's funny, one thing that's funny to me is that we have played 8 innings of a baseball game, but I don't see anybody over at the softball field, so I think that their game might be over. Doubleheader, 2 7-inning games, 14 innings played in as long as it takes for baseball to play, barely 8. It's a bit of a slower game today. Harford leads 13-6 going to the bottom of the 8th. Carter Comiskey leads us off, bottom of the 8th inning. Can't wait for the kind of weather to where I can play Bob Marley music and it not be 45 degrees out. First pitch is a grounder through the mound, and Mercado bobbled it. Probably would have been a base hit either way. Good effort by Mercado to at least get a hand on it. That'll be a base hit. Again, really good chance that goes through the infield if Mercado doesn't chase it. So I give him credit for doing that. We go back to the top of the order to the 9 spot for Caleb Delaney. Comiskey with his first hit of the day on that single. Broken 0 for 3 streak. Delaney also 0 for 3. Strike called on the bunt. Again, we've got Lackawanna and RCSJ-Gloucester tomorrow. Same place, same time. Another 9-inning game versus an NJCAA Division II opponent in the Lackawanna Falcons. Although in their last year as a Division II, they are moving to the NCAA and becoming a 4-year institution starting next school year. So Lackawanna out of Eastern Pennsylvania joining the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference, joining the likes of schools as Millersville, Chestnut Hill, Slippery Rock, a handful of others I'm blanking on. But it's a very strong athletic conference in the PSAC. Not Alvernia. I don't know why I'm blanking. Susquehanna, Bloomsburg. A lot of very strong athletic schools in those conferences. Throw over, not in time. Should have mentioned the new pitcher in the game is Matthew Galley, right-hander out of St. Augustine, Florida. and a transfer from Long Island University, home of the Sharks. Also a member of the Northeast Conference. There's a ground ball. Right side gets through for a base hit, and Delaney's got his first of the day. Stopping at second will be Comiskey, and we'll have 2 runners aboard. Back to the top of the order for Joe Mayer. This broadcast is brought to you by Harper Driving School. Over 90% of students who take their New Jersey State driving test with Harper pass on the first attempt. You can book an appointment today at Suite 4 with the Total Turf Complex in Pittman at 614 Lambs Road. Just minutes from Route 55. Joe Mayer, 2 walks and a ground out and a fly out to his name. Still looking for his first hit, but that hit by Delaney gave the Roadrunners double-digit hits in a game that has been largely quiet since the bottom of the 6th inning. No offense in the 7th, none in the 8th so far. First pitch missed, 1-0. We'll be back in high school action on Thursday, March 26th in the Cape Atlantic League. A National Division matchup between the Oakcrest Falcons and the Buna Chiefs. First pitch at 4 p.m. And then on Friday, we'll get to see the Group 3 state champions Northern Burlington again as they face Bordentown for a 3:45 start in Bordentown. Pitching coach coming out for Harford. And then we open up our next week of play on Monday, March 30th, with the first round of the Camden County Tournament as Pennsauken visits Gloucester. We'll then see on March 31st down in Mullica Hill a non-conference game between Audubon and Clearview. Then one of the best games in South Jersey you can catch will be on April the 1st versus Kingsway and Gloucester Catholic. Thursday the 2nd will be to be determined. And on Friday the 3rd, we'll see Timber Creek versus Overbrook to close out our second week of action. Two balls, no strikes to number 2. Joe Mayer with 2 runners on. Galley delivers. That one's going to skip away. It gets, catcher doesn't know where it is. Both runners are going to advance. On the wild pitch. And it's 3-0. So if you load the bases, and you now and then you bring up Alex Apicella, who only has 1 hit in this game, you know, the history still dictates that. The history still dictates that Roadrunners with the bases loaded are going to hit pretty well, as that's ball 4.
Third baseman, number 3, Alex Apicella.
So here's Apicella. Mayer draws his 3rd walk of the day. A lesson in plate discipline, as with nobody out, Roadrunners have the bases loaded. Never say never. 7-run game. Roadrunners have been down. They have been trailing in this game ever since the first at bat when Jeremy Reyes went deep to right. Apicella gets jammed, and Mercado makes the leaping play. 1 away. Such a dynamic middle infield with Reyes and Mercado. Not a lot is getting past them. And there's 1 away now for Jack Mastero, who already has a home run in this game. Time is called. Ball came in from the right field bullpen. That's happened several times in this game, and that one wasn't really even close to the field of play. That's the first time that the base umpire stopped play for it. 25 combined hits in this game, 15 for the Fighting Owls and 10 for the Roadrunners, as that one is away and low, 1-0. And another one comes in from right field. Got to get a second backup catcher down there. You do see that a lot at the high school levels with the field having the bullpens down the lines. It's the old style of how it used to be done. Wrigley Field had their bullpens on the field. A lot of stadiums did. And then Major League Baseball kind of pushed teams to move their bullpens out. For example, Oracle Park in San Francisco had their bullpens on the field. Oakland Coliseum had it. But the thing about the Oakland Coliseum was that there was so much space in the foul lines that you could have the bullpen on the field. You could have an apartment complex on the field, and you'd still have plenty of room in the foul grounds. That's the 2-0. Fouled back. 2-1. Was just a little bit late from Mastero that time. Nick Slogic waits on deck. Actually, looks like a pinch hitter's in the on-deck circle for Nick Slogic. It's Ismael Luciano in the on-deck circle. Hitting for Slogic. And the 2-1. Away, 3-1. 13 for Harford, 6 for the Roadrunners. Roadrunners have not scored since the 5th inning, and their biggest offensive output was in the 3rd, which is where Mastero had a 2-run home run. An RBI singles were hit by Izzo, and then an RBI double was hit by Rosado. Back up the middle, that's going to go to Reyes. It goes through for a base hit in the right center. 1 run scores. Delaney's hustling around third. Throw is good, but it's cut off, and it's a 2-run single for Jack Mastero. Runners are on the corners, and it's a 13-8 ball game, 5-run game. And now Josh Hauser comes out. He's going to call to the bullpen. It is the 4th pitching change that Harford has made as we're kind of running out of time. It's 6:53 p.m. May not have that much daylight left as in the bottom of the 8th. Pitching change for the Fighting Owls. It's Harford, 13, and the Roadrunners, 8.
Now batting for the Roadrunners, number 27, Ismael Luciano.
Ismael Luciano, the batter. Peyton O'Brien is the new pitcher. The right-hander out of Pennsville in Salem County. Coming in here in relief as the 4th pitcher of the game for the Fighting Owls, taking over for Cantor as this one popped up. Back over our heads. Out of play. O'Brien, a part of a very strong graduating class in 2025 with Matt Carr in Pennsville. 6'3", 205. Has no runs allowed in 3 innings of work. This one's popped up by Luciano. Out towards Mercado at short. He'll make the catch. And there's 2 down now as Izzo will look to get some runs back. 2 away, runners on the corners.
Now batting number 12, the fielder Nick Izzo.
Izzo, 2 for 4. Reached on an error in the first inning. Had 2 singles and 1 RBI in the ballgame. That one pops out of the glove of Poole, and it's 1-0. Now remember, with the sun going behind some clouds, we do still have a little bit of time on our hands, but not a whole lot. I mean, we teetered on the edge when we were last year for the Bergen game, where Alex Apicella had a 3-run, quote, walk-off home run. Although it's not a walk-off home run if you win the game by run rule. That's my rule for it, at least. It's only a walk-off home run if it wins the game in your traditional sense of what a walk-off is. You know, game tied or you're down. And if it's for the mercy rule, it's a game-winning home run. Let's say that. But to get back on topic, I'm not sure if the rule in NJCAA is the same as high school or as the NCAA, but in a lot of baseball environments, if you cannot complete an inning with the game getting too dark, then the final score, ends up reverting back to the last full inning of play. We had that one's going to get away. Runner will go to second. But Mayer was conservative at third, and it doesn't matter because it's ball 4 anyway. Cohen the batter now. We had a big controversy in the summer league that we cover, the Tri-County Baseball League. Pulls a lot of guys from Rowan College as well. One of the best pitchers in the league's history is Chris Rollins. Chris Rollins, a right-hander who graduated from Winslow and then went to RCSJ and was drafted by the Chicago Cubs. But there was a big controversy in that league, as we'll get back to it. Cohen in the left field, and the inning is over. A huge escape for the Pennsville grad, Peyton O'Brien, as he leaves the bases loaded, and we will go to the 9th with a score of 13-8 in favor of Harford. Welcome back. Top of the 9th inning as Victor Oquendo will go out and try to finish this game. More or less what we know is that, yes, it is the same rule as pretty much everywhere else, that this game will most likely not be completed. I mean, unless this inning goes quick, and even then, probably very unlikely that Roadrunners will get 6 runs. But Harford will win most likely both ends of this season series, as Reyes will lead us off. What a night he's had. 4 for 5. Leadoff home run, then an RBI single in the second. Struck out looking in the third, but had another RBI single in the fifth. And a double in the sixth. 3 RBIs total, 4-hit performance for the second baseman. 15 hits for Harford. He's got 4 of them out of the leadoff spot. He's been incredible so far. As Oquendo starts the 9th in his delivery, and that one's outside. For the Roadrunners, they'll host Lackawanna tomorrow, and then a 3-game series versus Atlantic Cape. They go down to Mays Landing on Friday, and then games 2 and 3 of the series on Saturday the 28th. This ball's popped up way up there. This will be a litmus test for how dark it is. It is caught by Gavin Cohen. He somehow comes down with it, and there's one away in the 9th. Reyes retired. James Asmus, the batter. He had a long home run that first pitch. Asmus misses up high. Appeal to first, says no. The next game for Harford will be on Saturday versus CCBC Essex. So that's the Community College Network of Burlington County. I'm sorry, Baltimore County. Baltimore County. That's a little bit different than Burlington County. And then they host Monroe University, a team that the Roadrunners were supposed to play, but that was canceled due to rain. Well, it was kind of canceled due to rain, but it kind of wasn't. That whole series with Ocean 2 weeks ago, the game was supposed to be Friday, Saturday, as always. Game 1 on Friday, games 2 and 3 on Saturday. As Asmus, line drive, 1 hop at first. Luciano tags the bag. He's got it. 2 away. But again, you know, you talk about, I don't know what the right word is, but the game was originally moved to Monday. They had it as game 2, and game 2 was going to be on Saturday. Game 3 was going to be on Sunday because there was some rain that came in, and then the host Ocean said no, we're going to play on Sunday, and I guess conference precedent. I mean, I guess it would be pretty obvious to say that conference precedent takes the hold over non-conference play. I would hope to see the Roadrunners and Monroe play at least once this season. If not, see them next year, because Monroe is a great team. That one's high. But Harford will host the Mustangs in a 2-game set, 1 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday. And then they host CCBC Essex a second time on the same day. So they're going to have a doubleheader versus 2 different teams. That one's high, 3-1. 13-8. Roadrunners got 2 runs back in the bottom of the 8th. They trailed by 7, now they trail by 5. 2-run single by Jack Mostero. Had the bases loaded, was able to take advantage. The 3-1, ground ball foul. In the bottom of the 9th, after 2 quick outs, we'll have, leading off the bottom half of the frame, Julius Rosado. The only, Jaden Rosario, 7, 8, and 9. Rosado, Comiskey, and Delaney. Swing and a miss. To the bottom of the 9th we go. We'll see how much longer we can play baseball, but we're going to play baseball until we can't anymore. 13-8, Harford. Bottom of the ninth inning, Jaden Rosado leads us off. 7-8-9 for the Roadrunners here in a 13-8 ball game. We were talking about darkness. We were talking about timing. We mentioned in the summer league that we cover, the Tri-County Baseball League, there was a huge controversy last season between the Haddonfield Rough Riders and the South Jersey Grizzlies. Now, in that game, the Rough Riders team, which was the visitor, this game was played at the Runnymede Babe Ruth Field on the Black Horse Pike, and if you're familiar with that field, no lights there, none at all, very similar to this field. But as a ground ball out towards short, Mercado is there, picks it up on the glove side, throw to first, is in time, Scullion barely able to hang on, and there's one away now for Comiskey. But in that game, the Rough Riders team, that was the visitor, was trailing by, I want to say it was 5 runs entering the top of the 6th inning. And they do play 7-inning games just like high school. So in that game, the Rough Riders come back. They take a 7-6 lead after being down 6-1. And then in the bottom of the 6th, there was a lot of stalling that happened. The Grizzlies, they made a pitching change. They worked a lot of counts. Not that all of it was intentional, as that one's down the right field line for Comiskey. That's a fair ball. Down towards the corner, Comiskey's going to get 2, maybe 3. He will hold up there with a stand-up double with 1 away as he'll turn it over to Caleb Delaney. That's the 13th hit of the day for the Roadrunners. Second hit of the day for Comiskey, single in the 8th, double in the 9th. But we come back and do it all again tomorrow. But, yeah, so it was a 7-6 game, and they were unable to complete the inning. There was the bases loaded, and they ended up having to call the game due to darkness, as there's 2 outs now. Catch was made down the left field line by the third baseman, and we're down to our last out. And there was a huge uproar about the end of the game because they weren't able to complete the inning. So it reverts back to the old score, which was 6-2. 6-2 or 6-1. And the visiting team that was up 7, came back from down 6-2, took the lead. They were furious. They filed a protest with the league. They were screaming in the umpires' faces. But at the end of the day, that's the rule everywhere. If you can't complete an inning due to darkness or even in rain, in a rain delay, that's how it is. This game might be over, though. Ground ball to Reyes. It's in time. And Harford sweeps the season series over the Roadrunners with a final score of 13-8. They took the game 1 last week in Maryland, 10-6, and they pick up a 5-run victory this afternoon in a daunting 3-hour, 41-minute game as they take down the Roadrunners and hand them their 4th loss of the season. Roadrunners will be home in less than 24 hours with another home game versus Lackawanna in NJCAA Division II. But again, when you're facing a team as good as Harford, 25-3, now 26-3, and 12-0 in Region 20 play, there's not a lot you can do versus a team like them. And the Roadrunners, they are good in their own circuits. They are good in Division III. But when you face a team that's this good at this level, I mean, you had the number 9 hitter for Harford hitting .440. There's not a lot that you can do, and there's a reason why the Roadrunners and Robb Valley schedule teams like this, because when it comes time to be in the playoffs, you've got to be humble. And this was a humbling experience for the Roadrunners nonetheless. Player of the game goes to Jeremy Reyes, 4 for 5, 3 RBIs. Picked up a huge performance and set off that offensive barrage with a leadoff home run in the top of the 1st inning to pick up the win. That'll be all for us tonight from the home of the Roadrunners here in Deptford Township. Once again, we'll be back on the air tomorrow for another non-conference matchup between the Lackawanna Falcons and the RCSJ Roadrunners. That from our entire crew, our social media coordinator, Haley Mejia, our graphics crew, Caleb Lane, Carson Rosso, and Fisher Giannotti. I'm Dan Wilkins. We'll be back in the same place at the same time, but with the blue and maroon taking the field with the Lackawanna Falcons. Final score, the Harford Fighting Owls 13, the RCSJ Roadrunners 8 here from Deptford. Have a good one, folks.